May I now have Dr. Pooja to welcome the gathering.
Good morning, one and all. On behalf of your team, it gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all to the National Workshop on Hands and Training in Chief Class Academic. Today marks an important step towards enhancing our academic skills and strengthening our practical understanding of physical. At the outset, I warmly welcome Shri Gadadhar Gowda, Honorable Chairman, Trust Education Trust. Those who could not be present here with us today, we gratefully acknowledge his constant support, guidance, and vision, which continue to inspire every academic initiative in India. It's a great honor to welcome our esteemed resource person, Dr. K. Leena Pramod, Associate Professor of Computer, Department of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology, in Appoya Medical College, Bangalore, whose expertise and scholarly contribution form the foundation of today's program. I kindly request Dr. Leena ma'am to welcome Dr. Leena ma'am with the floor. With equal respect, I extend a warm welcome to our beloved principal, Dr. Prashant K, whose unwavering support, guidance, and academic leadership continue to strengthen all our endeavors. I kindly request Dr. Prahlad to welcome our professor with the floor. Special and welcome to professors, head of departments, and all the other delegates from various institutes across India who have come here with great enthusiasm. I am delighted to welcome our guest of honor, Dr. Shri Kumar K, our award senior, group guiding force and a pillar of our institution. I kindly request Dr. Prahlad sir to welcome Dr. Kumar K. I am delighted to welcome our organizing chairman, Dr. Prahlad, whose vision, all-hearted commitment, and tireless efforts from the very beginning has significantly strengthened our today's program. I kindly request Dr. Ajin sir to welcome Dr. Prahlad. With equal warmth, I welcome all the organizing committee members, the faculties and the students to this program. Today's hands-on training program on the sheet classification technique provides a valuable opportunity to gain practical knowledge in a specialized and transformative method of anatomical preservation. We trust the entire session will be highly insightful, enriching and beneficial to everyone present. Once again, I warmly welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, dignitaries. I now extend the floor to organizing chairperson of today's workshop, Dr. Prahlad, for the keynote address.
Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Very good morning to all. Respected our chairman, Shri Gangadhar Gowda, on his support and guidance, we are able to conduct this particular program at a national level. And I also thank our principal sir, who has given the rock support for us to initiate this program, and all my team, organizing team, where we thought and then we have initiated this program. Previously, general was the seminars were generally conducted for postgraduate and sharing of the knowledge previously, but later as we have come up, so new inventions or interventions have made us to go through that. Previously, 10 years back, only seminars were there. Generally, we'll have one topic, and on that we used to talk about that. But later, everybody felt, and especially the new NCISM, they thought that we have to initiate some of other program so that it may be helpful for the either faculty as well as for the students to develop certain kind of technologies, so that the old method of still it is existing, and still it is conventional method is still good, but but we have to change according to the developments. So in I think madam, our resource person, is so experienced. I think I've heard that she went to Germany also to learn these techniques and all. Anyway, we thought that we should also have the one workshop where such new technologies, new techniques which are required for us, either maybe in the form of keeping in the museum, or at least we are able to develop the skill of making these things. So on this background, uh, I just thought to put forth my particular ideas to our principal sir, and then he acknowledged. And then we are very fortunate that we have the most senior most person, and is a well wisher and a guide for us, Dr. Sri Kumar sir. I also discussed with him regarding it. So initially, I already planned this one, and I discussed with madam some 6 months before, and later this particular college we thought to do this. So this plastination technique is not new; it's a good old. I think one of my delegate also experienced maybe 10 years before about this technique. But anyway, now it is become mandatory, and most of the colleges are conducting such. So today we just see that we just after the session we will brief you about what is the method of the preparation of these things, because there are two systems are there: sheet plastination and the another one. So sheet plastination requires more days to complete. So keeping in that mind, we are making one more small aspect where this procedure might be very clear with all the faculty delegates who they came, and then later we can develop more innovative ideas in making these things. So here we have just planned to demonstrate, and madam will take first the session about the program, and then she will have one presentation on the requirement and the methodology and all. 11 o'clock, 11:05, we proceed to the reception hall, where we have made some small arrangements, and then through that we'll have hands-on training experience. So And after afternoon, we'll have one small topic on the innovative technique about the anatomy stable and all. So at the end, we'll have a validation function. So this is a brief information about today's program, and I hope everybody will, take so much of enthusiasm to involve in these things and give us a chance for your good aspiration so that we can conduct more such programs in our college. Again, I thank all the office bearers and the principal sir, Sri Kumar sir, and all the delegates. And I also thank your colleges where they sent you for, as a delegates. Again, welcome you all for this program. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for giving insights about today's program. I take this opportunity to invite our principal, Dr. Prashant Dekhi, sir, to deliver the presidential address.
Good morning, everyone. Respected guest for today, Dr. Leena, Dr. Sri Kumar, our professor, retired from the Department of Ratna Sharir. Today's organizing secretary, Dr. Prahlad, staff members from various institutes who have gathered here, dear colleagues, students of other institutes, and my dear students. It's a privilege to host today's function about sheet plastination technology, hands-on training program. When Dr. Prahlad came up with the idea, of course, for me it's a new thing because of my background of other subject. He convinced me that this is the need of the hour, and we will invite staff and students of other institutes so that under one roof the hands-on training can be executed. So with this idea in mind, we have sent invitations to various colleges, and I am happy that staff and students from other institutes have gathered here. And I am sure with the expert guidance of today's guest, Dr. Leena, who has come from Yanapaya Medical College, by the end of the day, the participants will be enriched with the hands-on training program. It's a small initiative of the huge world of anatomy. It's a small initiative, baby steps taken, so that the staff and students can be at par with the teaching necessity of today's hour. So with this, I once again, on behalf of management and faculties of our college, I once again welcome the delegates, staff and students of other institutes to this beautiful surrounding, and hope by the end of the day you will be enriched with the hands-on training program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your encouraging words. Your guidance always strengthens our efforts and adds value to the programs. Now we will move on to the first session of the workshop. Before starting the first session of today's workshop, I thank the dignitaries and everyone present here today. I wish every participant a productive and enriching experience. Hope you enjoy the day. Pre-workshop questionnaires have been kept in the file given to you. I request all the delegates to fill it. Today's session is led by a distinguished academician with nearly 3 decades of dedicated work in the field of forensic medicine and museum science. Dr. K. Leena Pramod serves as an associate professor and curator in the Department of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology at Yanapaya Medical College, Mangalore. She began her academic journey with an MSc from Karnataka University, Dharwad, and later completed her PhD from Yanapaya University. Along the way, she strengthened her expertise with advanced qualifications in forensic medicine, forensic anthropology, bioethics, and medical ethics, multiple research-oriented certifications from ICMR, NIE, and NIH Clinical Center, USA. She has also undergone specialized training in plastination techniques at Johannes Gutenberg University in Germany, a rare and highly technical skill in museum and specimen preservation. Dr. Leena brings 28 years of professional experience, having served as curator in major institutions such as the Academy of Medical Sciences, Periyaram, Father Muller Medical College, and over a decade at Yanapaya Medical College, where she progressed through various academic stages. She has contributed significantly to research with 23 publications and has been actively involved in conferences, workshops, and CME programs. She also plays important role in institutional committees including Anapoya Ethics Committee, NAC Evaluation Committee, Eco Club, Equal Opportunity Cell, and serves as trainee surveyor with Forum of Ethical Review Committee Asia Pacific. She also coordinated the postgraduate diploma in forensic anthropology and odontology for several years. With her deep academic grounding, technical expertise, and long-standing commitment to forensic education, Dr. Leena Pramod brings both experience and insights to today's workshop. It's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Leena K. Pramod. Over to you, ma'am.
Very good morning to all. Yeah, let's start. Okay, so I will be giving a brief introduction to the presentation. Content of my presentation. I know that nobody is interested in the presentation; they are only interested in the workshop. Because during my career, when actually I started this learning this technique, wherever I had gone to learn, actually I end up learning nothing because it is told as workshop, but they never taught us anything. Because the term workshop means you have to do something there. But we always listen to the programs, we listen to, they showed us some video, but when you end up going back and doing, you get nothing. That was one of the reasons why I had to go to Germany to learn at least some basic thing because it was not coming up in it. It was one of my main topic in my PhD also. That was a budding this thing, so I had to include that. My guide was like, "We'll include it," and unfortunately, I was not getting anything. I tried contacting so many people who were working on this, but we never shared the actual technique to anyone. So since Prahlad said, I said, okay, we will try from here. Okay. So as we all know, the basic museum techniques, that is, it has got some of the steps which we have to do. That is fixation, preparation. I'm just going briefly into this, not going in detail about this process. So we have fixation, preparation, restoration, preservation, mounting, presentation, and finally the storage of the specimen. As you all know that the specimen which comes to the museum, we don't mount it at that time only. So some of the specimens will go into the storage. So what is the first step? Like I told, it is fixation, and it is the foremost important step in in the process of mounting. If fixation is not proper, you will not get your specimen also properly. Just like if the foundation is not correct, the building won't be correct. Something like that. So usually, I had worked in patho also, pathology also. So where we get a number of biopsy specimens, which are easy targets for our museums. So if you want those specimens to be mounted, you have to see to that they are not directly cleaned in tap water. You have to use either saline or dilute solution of formalin. But if you do like that, if you don't do this procedure, because usually it happens like that only, they directly go and put it near the tap, and then finally they think that, oh, this specimen is very good enough to be mounted. But what happens is, like when we mount it later, at that stage it will be okay, but after a year or two, it will start showing its discoloration. That is mainly because it is not fixed properly. Okay. Yeah, I know. Cadavers, not much problem is it, but then the embalming should be proper. Fixation, that depends upon at what time you are taking the specimen. Some people keep exclusively one body for the museum. If that is not the case, it is like after the dissection, what is remaining you are taking, that depends upon your institution this thing. So in biopsy, what is the plus point is that you get fresh specimen. Whereas in case of this one, the specimen has to be cut properly. It might be destroyed during the dissection. You might end up doing something. So the specimen what should go into the museum is something which should have a proper cut surface area. Should not be like and nothing should be floating. If you see some of the yeah. Yeah. The first wash, when it is, with the blood and all, if you do it in the water, what will happen later is when you put it in the fixative, that is, formalin is the usual one which we are using. Later, I'll show you the museum photos where you can see the blood is seeping into it. So discoloration will be there. It will be repeatedly there. So as it ages, so you have to keep on changing. And nowadays, nobody keeps anyone to look after the museum also. So it's like it has become a concept. Like once you have set up the museum, that's it. Then only when during the inspection time you will do something. Otherwise, it remains as is. That is the problem. So once the first step is proper, the maintenance also is less comparatively. So as I said, the most important step is fixation. Now this is one of the ovarian cysts which we have got. Now usually during the biopsy, I am using all the specimens. Okay, so the ovarian cyst is like when you open in the biopsy, it will be like fully filled with fluid. So it will lose its shape. So you just have the outer skin will be there. So if you want this to be mounted, then you have to give it to the person who is in charge of that time only, so that they will stuff it. Because later, once it is fixed properly, you can't do anything. It's just like in forensic when we get snake, usually the patient party, they will bring the snake. That is the only source of we getting the snake now. So if they don't get it immediately, then we can't do anything. Especially in case of cobra, you want to show the V mark, spectacle mark. If you don't get it at that time, once it is fixed, we cannot do anything because you cannot. It will tear it off. So it's always better if it is for mounting. Like even if, like you said, cadaver. So if you feel that sometimes you get horseshoe kidney, then you think that you should go to the museum, then remove it that time only. Don't let it be destroyed. So if such specimens are there, which is exclusively for museum, so that's what I said. Everything we will not mount at the same time. It will go into the storage. But the storage also should be proper. It's not like in one bucket only you will dump everything. So in that what happens is like the fluid ratio is not proper. So after some time when you open, half of your specimen will be destroyed. That is one thing which somebody has to take care of. This is another specimen of ovarian cyst. So in this, if you're not careful enough, what will happen is you can see the slimy this thing. So what will happen is everything will fall off and you will be left with only the capsule will be there. Like in hydronephrosis kidney, nothing will be there. Only so it doesn't make any sense. So you have to be very careful in what you plan to do. So main objective of the fixation is to preserve it in as far as possible in a lifelike state. So it directly autolyzes stops the putrefaction and more or less stabilizes the cellular and tissue constituents. So you have to have a good fixative, and when you are using the fixative, we have to see that it is in our budget. Okay, that is one more thing we have to see. Just because somebody else is using, because when I went to Germany, they have a museum which is full of fire safety and all, and it is in alcohol. We cannot imagine having the specimen big, especially anatomy and all in our leg, lower limb and all. We cannot imagine putting them in alcohol. And moreover, the fire safety aspect is also a dangerous one. If some meditator comes smoke there, boom, everything is gone. So maintenance is also a problem. So we have to think what is the fixative we are going to use. There are certain properties of the fixative which we have to think of when we are choosing one. Okay. So mainly the fixative what we are using is either alcohol based or aldehyde based. Especially it is aldehyde based. So when you use alcohol as a fixative, like I told, it is very expensive. The color fades after some time and it's highly flammable. So you have to be having a fire safety room or something if you are trying to, because alcohol, there is a chances of evaporation is also more, so you have to be careful. Formalin, whatever you say about formalin, it is our gold standard only. We cannot replace it because there are so many, embalming fluids have come up, but still we end up with formalin only. We add up something, but then basic, our golden standard fixative is formalin. The only thing is like there are certain drawbacks to the smell and all, but then We have to use our PPE, but we never use it. That is the problem. We are so careless, you can say. We think that nothing will happen to us. Actually, I have been working from maybe I think 25 years or more in this solution. Nothing is happening. So it's only the people who are, like the mortuary people and the attendants who are embalming this thing or in the near the tank area who are always exposed, like removing the body, keeping the body. They are more exposed to it rather than us. So that depends upon like how careful you are for anything for that matter. It's like even in the hospital we say that the every patient should be treated as susceptible or someone with a contagious disease, whether it is there or not. It's not like once you come to know that they are HIV, they are TB, that you go and put the mask or something like that. You have to. So same thing is applicable for us also. Then there are certain factors which affect the fixation. Sometimes we use the buffer solution, then penetration, because if it is very thick specimen, sometimes the rate of penetration is less. Only the periphery will get it by the time it reaches the center. That's why we try to give some cuts so that the fixative gets penetrated inside the specimen. Okay. I'm just jumping and doing this because this is not our aspect today. We have different types of museum jars. That also depends upon the institution, which type of jar they prefer to buy. We have the glass jars and we have the acrylic jars. Okay. Now glass jars also, if you see in the old museums and all, you'll have this cylindrical, which will show, distorted look from this side and that side. That is not a proper actually speaking, but in that time it was the one which was always there. And the second is the acrylic jar. Good thing about acrylic jar is that you can have smallest of the jar also with acrylic. But problem is it is not. It will change with the temperature. No, it will expand and it will come back to its own. So there is a problem with the leakage. Okay, so everything is having a plus and a minus point. And in case of the acrylic jar, you cannot use solutions like Kesanin solution. Some people, especially the government college people, I don't know whether government college people are here or not, they prefer Kesanin solution, which is an age-old method of preserving the specimen, especially the pathological specimen. So that uses potassium nitrate, potassium acetate, and there are 3-4 methods are there in that, like Kesanin solution 1, 2, 3 is the mounting fluid, if it's glycerin is there. So that doesn't go with the acrylic jar. You have to have a glass jar. So glass jar also you see there's the glass jar is the Borosil jar. So Borosil is like one full this thing. There is no, you will not find any attachment or something. It's on one full structure is there. Whereas the down one, the green color, light green color jar, they are all cut pieces which have been stuck together with the resin. The problem with this is like the lids will not be proper because the person who is doing has not done it in such a way that the lid fixes properly. So sometimes it will be like this. You cannot seal it properly. Whereas Borosil jar is perfect, but then it is expensive and for especially for anatomy museum it is very heavy. Specimens, if it is big enough, you fill in that and then you just cannot move anything anywhere. Okay. So choice of the jar is also depending upon the person who is using it. This is what I told will happen if the fixation is not so dirty. And because probably where they just mount it just because museum is one requirement, they do it and then leave it. Okay, nobody is there to take care of it. And in the older museum, you can see the Borosil jars, they usually seal it with a black color that says this thing they will prepare. That is difficult to open. You have to use heat to open it up. Okay. So we all know that whenever we have to mount a specimen, we have to mount the surface which we are intending to show, and especially it should be in the anatomical position. And based on the specimen we are going to mount, we have to select the jar. Then we have to collect the sheet also. Now for pathological specimen, we prefer transparent sheet because both sides we have to see. Maybe for anatomical specimen, only the front portion you want to see, you can use the black sheet. Depending upon the enhancement of the color. So there are different types of sheets are available. You get a 6x4 perspective sheet. Depends upon the thickness also. Don't buy very thick also because it is difficult to cut. Okay. So I'll just show you with the figures only. So whenever we get we want to mount a specimen, we will see that we'll select the jar. We will put it on the sheet and show it to the photo and it will be up. So you can see the first thing, she's cleaning the jar. The second one is she's taking the measurement of the jar so that the sheet can be cut accordingly to put in the after that the sheet is being cut. Once the sheet is cut, the specimen we are going to mount. Now there are two pieces are there. So one we have put in the both the surfaces we have tried to show. So since it is both the surfaces we are showing, so we have prepared a green color sheet. So once that is there, you have to mark because on the acrylic sheet you have a brown color paper. If you remove it first only and keep, then full of scratches will come in that. So you should not do that. And try not to keep it in some moist area also because once it is kept in moisture, you cannot peel it off. So don't buy in bulk also. What is your requirement? That much only you buy. Okay. So once you have cut the sheet, you keep the specimen on it. You mark the points where you exactly want to put the drill. And in some of the mounting, it will be the holes will be seen like this, and the specimen will be in between. It doesn't look nice. So try to make it in such a way that your specimen is only facing yourself, but the holes you cannot see. Okay. So this way the holes are drilled, and finally the specimen is mounted on the sheet. Okay. So it will come like this. And as far as possible, try to put the specimen in the center, not too top, because if you put it too much above, then that much area you have to fix. So always keep, not too low also. In between so that it looks nice because down label and all this stuff. Okay, this is another specimen which was given to us from Optal department. So this is the eye which has been infected with a fly. Okay, then these patients never end up going to the patient to the hospital on time. So the fly has made a colony itself. They had given us only the people thing. This is what they had given to us in a small bottle. So if you try to put this in the museum, it doesn't make any sense. You have to keep on explaining to people what this is. So what we did is we made one model of the eye and then so it's like little bit of artistic testing also should be there, the person who is doing it. So that people can understand what it is. Similarly, you might have seen about facial nerves and all that. We use colors also, different colors are there. Red for art, blue for rain, green for the gland. So these colors if you put, it becomes easy as an exam specimen and all you get. Similarly for the here, this is what I said, like in some of the museum you can see such specimens with all tissues, fascias, everything will be floating. So for this you can give a thin layer of gelatin. Not very thick, that you have to just heat it up little bit in the water and see that it is, one this thing is this is that is how you make a channel. So that thing in one direction only. Don't do like this. Then again it will be a problem. So in one direction if you give, it will stick there. And then when you put it in the water, nothing will happen. So before mounting, you please see that immerse the specimen in water and see whether anything is floating or not before you actually put it in the jar. This is poorly maintained museum. The look itself is so bad. This is another museum. So the rack usually NMC require. I don't know about your other thing, but they say it is better to use white racks because it reflects and looks very neat. And depending upon how much money you can spend on that, you can have those lights and all that. So we have in our college we have forensic museum, we have anatomy museum, we have pathology museum. So depending upon the requirement of the museum, we try to display those specimens. Like in anatomy, you keep it as like the neck, thorax, abdomen, lower limb, upper limb, embryology, comparative anatomy, like that. And in pathology, we put it system wise, like respiratory system, cardiovascular system, soft tissues, CIT, like that. And in forensic, we have forensic pathology, forensic toxicology, then we have weapons, then we have anthropology. So, depending upon the museum, what you are setting, you have to place your display the system. Now, apart from these normal techniques, we have certain special techniques. This is to show the authentication center, but provided you get all the features in that range, you can use these techniques. Before using anything, I first try to do it on animals first, rather than destroying their precious. You cannot waste them. So here, in this technique, we are using alizarin stain, which is having a affinity for calcium. So wherever the bone development has happened, there you will get the red coloration, deep red coloration. You can see in the hand, carpal bones are not developed. So there are all cartilage of it. Huh? Alizarin red. ALIZARIN. Alizarin red. We get it from the OBG, like. Because first you have to fix it in formalin only, then alcohol, then you have to put it in potassium hydroxide. But any of the procedure, whatever the medium procedure is there, of that, no? I mean, blow that. Okay. So any of the procedure what we are using, no? What are you telling it for? What did you ask? Potassium, any of the procedure of the museum you are doing, you have to be there. It's not like you keep it there and then you go and come back after 2 days to see what is happening. You will lose the strength because KOH is very potent. It will, dissolve all the tissues very fast. Okay, so we are dissolving the tissues because we are interested only in the bone. If tissues are there, that also will take up the stage, then the clearing process will take a lot of time. That's why we are putting in KOH. KOH is very, very dangerous also. Yeah, you get the pellet. You have to dissolve it and then put the specimen in that. But since it is very delicate, you have to monitor it because once I did that and I had something else to do, I left. Your limbs, everything is separate. So that is one problem. So you have to be very careful. Then you get different stones in pathology and all. You get stones. So you have gallbladder stones, renal stones, okay, pancreatic stones. So these are the gallbladder stones. The one which is in the white, that is the cholesterol stone. Right. What? No, you have to monitor that. Once you have monitored it, you see that tissues are all dissolved and you can see the bones, transparent bones. Then you have to go for the staging process. The alizarin red. It is only for ossification center, not for anything else. That's what I said. There are some special techniques. Like translation is also special technique. It's not the routine one. So I just before I go to translation, I thought I'd just tell you what all is there. Okay, so we have these stones, different types of stones. We have cholesterol stone and pigment stone. Cholesterol is basically, we have bile which dissolves cholesterol, but supersaturation. If it reaches more level, then it will not dissolve. So it starts collecting and you get the stone. And they are very, very hard stones. They will not break at all. Whereas the pigment stones, if you just hold it tightly, it will become powder. Also, cholesterol stones. These are the renal stones. This is actually hydronephrosis kidney with stones, and there are multiple stones. People who come to the museum, they say like as if I have taken those from the seashore or somewhere and I have put those stones. Okay, then you have the osteology preparation. classification, there are different types are there. There is a luminal classification, there is a whole organ classification, there is a sheet classification. This is the luminal class. So wherever lumens are there, you can inject the silicone and destroy the tissue and get the internal. This is the class. This is the whole organ classification, and this is what we are going to do today. Like sir said, sheet classification. I have added one block classification also here. The sheet classification, it will take a lot of resin and you will not get the result very fast. Block classification, if you do it in a small thing, at least there will be something for you to take that. Okay. And one more thing is the classification workshop is not a one-day show. You cannot do it in one day. So these are some of the requirements which we need for conducting a classification. That is, you need resins. There are different types of resins available. We have the general purpose resin, we have epoxy resin, silicone, polyester. So whatever is your choice of resin, you take it and do it. Now, the one who discovered this process, Sarvonegger, German fellow, he has a company called Bioteo, and they supply the resin, but they supply in bulk. And their supply, if you try to buy, customer your institution should support. And the thing is, like, they give in bulk, so it's of no use to us because we will not be using so much of the. And after some time, because of our climatic testing, it will become, it will start becoming. First, it will be liquid. After some time, it will start, and become little thick. So the first one, when you are doing it, will be free flowing. After that, it's like you have to wait for it to come. So that means you cannot use it for a long time. So if you buy in bulk, it is a long. So always, even for our purpose also, when we are doing, it's always better to buy in small quantity. Firstly, you decide what you are going to do. Then you buy the resin. Don't buy the resin first, then think what to do. By the time it will be like time for it to shelf life will be over. Okay. There are different types. And now the advantage is like when I started doing it, we had those general purpose resin with the local people used to sell. And they used to give us in they used to give us in a can, 1 liter can and all this. And the hardener was only this much. So you can imagine it's like the people who use Garnier dye will know. The Garnier has got a tube and a small liquid which you have to mix. The tube will be still there, but the mixture will get over. The same thing happens here also. The resin will be there, but the hardener gets over because for the local GP resin, you have to first standardize it because you don't know at what time, how much of this and how much of this you will be adding to get the into set. So first, by the time you try all that, your hardener will be only this much in the resin. So you have to be very careful in the choosing of the resin. But now you have a variety of resin which is available in Amazon. You have to just go and choose your resin, and they give you perfect combination. How much you add, 2:1, 3:1, whatever it is, and you only have to look into that. You are following the instructions properly. If you do that, sure you'll get it. So that is one advantage here, but it's still expensive. Okay. And to do the whole thing, you need a set of things also. Exactly, if you want to apply it for the biological system, then you need to have vacuum paper, you need to have a bio-certified freezer. All those things are there, then you get a proper result. Okay. But small, छोटे-मोटे things you can do. So this is what I told about the can. So you get it like you see the resin, the hardener is very small. Now sometimes when you go to buy this, they give you a violet color compound also. That is the accelerator. That is to speed up the reaction. But if you are, first time user, when you add that, if you don't know properly, what will happen is it will become so much of exothermic reaction will happen that your specimen itself will crack. So you have to know it properly, then only you can use it. First time only you cannot do it. You have to do and then practice. So these are the standards. It's like once we have that today and then when we prepare the specimen, once it is set properly. You know, the edges will not be proper. You have to make it smooth. Then you have to use sandpaper, different grit sandpaper here. So you have to use different grit of sandpaper, but sandpaper means definitely you are using your hand to do it. But you have, the instrumentation, this thing is also there, provided you can buy it. You have the buffing machine, you have everything is there. So I prefer hand only because because in the machine you have to be very careful. If you buff one inch more, it won't be even. So hand is like our own hand, it will do it properly only. Okay. Then you have the weighing balance, you have a polish. Once the buffing is done, you have to apply a little bit of polish and then just do some more scrubbing and all that. Then you get a clear cut product. Okay. This is what is the one thing which you can use for the trimmer. Molds are available, ready-made molds are available, but instead of wasting on the molds, we have so many. We will be ordering foods and all. The plastic container is perfect mold for these resins. So I already told. So you have to do the standardization. You can use inanimate things, coins or something and all to test. If it comes out well, then you can use those coins. If it goes also, it is okay. So small insect, poison seeds, bones, all these can be the trial before you go for a human one. So this is the sheet plastination method. That is, you have to make a chamber. That is, you have to use two glass sheets, and then you have to keep a rubber tube inside. Okay, and then you have to put the binder clips. It's like the artificial chamber you are preparing. Okay, and then you are pouring the resin in that, giving the specimen and pouring it, and then you can see the gap is only this much. That means that thin your specimen should be. So for that you need some nice cutter. You need with hand it's not possible. Okay, that's why I don't like this method because if anything goes wrong, you lose the whole resin, and it will take a lot of resin also. You see the whole this thing, and you will have to trim it because the shape will not be there. That depends only on the type of tube you have kept. But later you have to trim to get a proper this thing, to use it later, you have to trim it to give some shape. And it will be very thin. If you give more pressure, it will break also. So you have to be careful there. Okay. This one I had done to show you people. I have put very thin things only. I put this. We can use it in forensic also because we have those weapons section for the students, so we can show them also. So I thought I'll do that. So you have the scalpel blade, you have the normal blade, you have the pin, and you have a needle, not needle, the drill bit. Okay. So you can think for trial and all, you can use such things, and later you can go for the real step. So this is how you mix the resin and the hardener. You have to weigh it. So first you put the resin, then you put the hardener, and then you have to stir it, give it some setting time, and then you have to pour it. Okay. That's what I said. This is for this ratio is your. For this there is no ratio. This is a GP ratio. This is a journal purpose. They will not tell you any ratio. They'll give you 1 liter of can and they'll give you a small district. You come to your college and you try 50 ml of this, maybe 5 drops of this. Keep on doing it till you get the proper one without stickiness. You get that by the time your hardener will be, have reached the bottom level. So, but if you know, the problem is what, these local vendors, they will not give you the same resin every time. So, every time you buy, every time this process happens. That's why it's a big headache. But now, as I told, Amazon has got many different types of resin and they give you correct combination. 3:1 you add, 2:1 you add. So, whatever combination their instruction is given, just follow that. It gives you a proper result. So, this is what is the resin which we are using today. You can see it is so clear. And I'll show you that local resin cutting also, which I have done long back. Now it is little yellow in color, but since the specimen in that is like that, it looks good. So these are the molds which you get. These 4, you can buy the molds, or like I told, if you don't have the molds, you get those when you buy, what is that, noodles and all, you get small container, plastic container, that itself is a mold. So trial and all, you can use that. And it is repeatedly you can use. That is the best part. So this is a press. So some of the specimens, like if you want to use it in the class, it's easy to, instead of carrying the bigger version, you can have these things. Okay, now another problem with this thing is bubbles. When you mix the resin, there are chances of bubbles popping up. So you have to use a hot air gun, or you get this gas burner is there. But using with the gas burner, if you are not knowing how to use it, you will generate more bubbles. Understood? Because if you keep it for little long, no, it's like just doing it on that. If you keep it little long, the resin will start boiling. From down, it will become opaque, and more bubbles will be there on that. So instead of doing good, it is like going to harm your skin. So there is one more thing is you can keep it in the vacuum chamber to remove the bubbles. That is one of the easiest way, but then you should have a vacuum pump and a one vacuum chamber. And for all these, constant monitoring is very important, because if you don't monitor, there is always a chance that you lose the system. This is what the gas burner I was talking about. You get that gun like thing, which you fix it, you remove that red color top, you fix that, and you just have to, just like this gun, you have to use it, and you can control it. There is one knob behind this, so you can control the flame, but I won't suggest beginners to use it, okay, because you'll destroy it. And this is what is our exothermic reaction I told. I felt very bad because it is a hyoid bone. I thought that I was a little overconfident. It will come, I thought, but then the reaction was exothermic and the whole thing cracked. Okay. And one more thing with these accelerator addition is you will get different colors depending upon the addition of that one. Sometimes it will be light pink, sometimes it will be light yellow. It depends upon like how much you are adding. Okay. This is one of the specimens which sir had provided to me. But this takes time. It's not that easy. I tried to do one, but it is not up to the mark. I've got the sections also, but we cannot try it because for a plastination, this thing to put into sheet, the specimen has to be processed first. Then only you can put it in the resin. If you think that this is the kidney, you just cut it and then you're going to place it in the resin like the other seeds and all, it's not going to work, because the water inside that plus the acetone in which you are dehydrating and all doesn't go. You have to replace the resin with the acetone with the resin. For that, you have to have those 4 steps of plastination, that is fixation, then dehydration, impregnation, and curing. This impregnation step happens only in the vacuum chamber. Understood? This will not work. Actually, sir wanted me to show this. For this, what we will have to do is we will have to prepare this procedure thing, everything we have to do, and give you those treated ones. Then only it will work. But that will work only here. And if you go home, it's all gone. So I wanted to show something which you can do later on. So this is what I said. Once our block plastination specimen is ready, fully dried. Okay, I bought some of them for you people to rub. So once you rub it on the sand paper, you will get like this. Little bit water and then you just rub it. So you have to keep rubbing it. So I thought 7, 8 people will rub one block. Okay, and once that when you are doing it, it will be blur. You can see the insect is no longer seen. So like this, it will become blur. So once you are sure that it is being done nicely, and you have to use different grids, starting from the thicker one to the softer one. Okay, and then once it is smooth, you are satisfied with your specimen, then only you have to apply polish and again do the rubbing. That time you will get a very clean like this. Okay. So the advantage is it is dry, non-toxic, and you can easily handle it. You can carry it. Okay, getting give to the students also to handle. And there is once it is set, no, it is lifelong. Nothing is going to happen. So one thing also you have to remind that you should not do any wastage also because it is very difficult to dispose it. So when we are making the solution also, once the solution you have poured, the uh, container in which you are mix the solution, you should wipe it then and there. Then it is clean. So if you have a glass, plastic glass, a solid one, which you are using for this purpose, you can reuse it many times. But make sure that you wipe it that time only because if you don't do that, limitation is like I told, if you're buying those general purpose resin, you have to keep on standardizing it. Shelf life is less, so decide properly when you're buying the specimen, less quantity. And it is, as I told, technique sensitive. If you don't mix it properly, then you will not get the result. And try to use, first trials and all you do with inanimate animal objects. Then some of the resins will turn yellow as years pass by, but still it will be clear only. It will have a light yellowish tinge. And better to use PPE because some people cannot withstand the fumes of the fumes are more with the general purpose resin. This normal one which we are getting now in Amazon is not that much, but still it's better if some people are allergic to it, better to use a mask and always use the gloves when you are mixing it. Thank you. Anything you want to ask? Yeah, that I will show you. I have got those sections. I will show you. I will tell you what exactly to do it, but it's not possible at a short run. Not possible because even if you want to cut those slices, if you don't have the slicer, you have to use your hand only. For using your hand, then you have to first fix your tissue in in ice. So then only you will pick up. When you cut, now you will get a proper this thing, surface area. Otherwise, if you are directly going to cut with the soft tissue, you will not get a clear cut surface. So it's always better to fix it properly. Then you fix it in. You have to keep it in the deep freezer. Then you have to give someone who will cut it properly, not this side that side like evenly. Then you can use those. Then you have to do the dehydration. That is, we do it in acetone. So acetone is a dehydrating as well as a defattening agent. Both happens like cold and warm acetone. So then you have acetone, pure acetone. What you get, no sir? That you have to keep on seeing the solution's color. Otherwise, what Gunther von Hagen suggests is use in acetonometer. And we don't want to use any expensive things. Acetonometer, you have to depend see whether water content is there or not. Here we are relying on our eyes. Keep it for a more time, nothing is going to happen. When it is not, depends upon the type of specimen. If it is brain, it's not happening because brain has lot of water. If water is there, no, then resin doesn't go. You will get all black thing only. Because I had tough time, full black products only. I really didn't know what to do. You have to be very careful with the procedure. If anything goes wrong, you lose the specimen. Acetone only. Because alcohol is the one which we usually use for processing. Histopath and all when we do, we use different grades of alcohol. But for this procedure, alcohol doesn't work well because alcohol and resin don't go along. Whereas acetone and resin, they are good. So it's better because acetone is having both the properties as a defattening agent also and a dehydrating agent also. If you put it in cold in the sense it is minus 25, okay. because minus 19 something is it's there, otherwise it may explode also. So you have to be very careful when you are keeping it in the cold. So cold acetone is a dehydrating agent. The moment you keep it outside, it is a defattening agent. So you can use acetone only. So first procedure is the cold acetone, then for some time, and when you see the solution, you will come to know. Because first when you are putting it will become yellow. That means still the procedure is ongoing. So till you get a clear cut solution, you have to do it. Okay. Then some guesswork you have to do. You have to do so. Okay. And then once that is done, then you have to, as I told, you have to impregnate with the resin. Whatever resin is you are using, you have to have it in the vacuum chamber. You have to put the specimen in the resin, put it in the vacuum, and once it is vacuum means the acetone will go out, will evaporate, and resin will seep into it. So the specimen what you get later is impregnated with resin. There is no acetone there. If that is there, then when you do the sheet plastination thing, no, then you will not get the result. I'll show you. I have done one disaster because actually wanted to show, hurry burry when this procedure doesn't happen. So I thought I wanted to show something, so, but then unfortunately that day I had one SRV meeting. I thought I'll just come back and do it, but that SRV meeting went on for more than 2.5 hours. Gone. This one was gone. By the time it had all become black. I think we should start doing it because setting time. So I have told sir also, Prasanna sir, to give in a container which even if doesn't set, you can take it. You can take it. And one more thing, don't be over enthused and try to, touch and see whether it is done and all that. Because if you do that, your fingerprint will come out. Never do it. Because our habit is like that. We are not, we are very eager to take the thing. So this takes time. At least the first setting only will take nearly 5 to 6 hours. To start thickening. Then 12 hours, 48 hours at least. 72 hours they say that it is done, but then I feel that you should keep it properly. Okay, don't try to wrap it in some type of paper or keep it on some glass material. You will not get it later. Paper will stick to it. We think that it is dry. It is not dry. I'll show you. I have done some disaster tests.
Thank you, ma'am, for an engaging and informative session. Now, I request all the delegates to move to the dissection hall for hands-on training on plastination technique. Before that, I request you to hand over the pre-workshop questionnaire to our volunteers.
So I already told you we have these ready-made. What happened? Okay, we have ready-made resins available. Okay, so this is your resin and this is your hardener. Okay, so this you have to mix in the ratio of 3:1, right? So it's written in the there will be one instruction will be there in that. Just go through the instruction. In that it is already written 3 part of this, 1 part of this. Okay. Now for the easier this thing, I have already marked the 3 and 1 part. Ishtu idu haklike. Then on top of that, this. Okay. Don't make a mistake. Okay. And let them weigh. You people have to weigh it and take. Okay. I am just showing it in a fast way. Adu wooden. So each team can take 30:1. I mean 3:1, that is 30 and 10. Okay. I am taking little more because I want to pour in this also. See the first level. Hand down, Tala. Hold straight. Or should I put? Slowly. A bit more. Stop. Enough.
No need of mic. No need of mic. I think it's like double triple.
Booming.
Yeah.
Now the hardener. See, we have already poured the resin. Now we are going to pour the hardener. Level 1. You people have to weigh the container. I mean, first you have to set the tara, then weigh the resin first. So 30 you will be taking the resin and 10 the hardener. Okay. And all of you have been provided with one stick, wooden stick. First I'll show and then they can come and do it individually. Nita? Let. One drop you add. Okay. Now you have to use this stirrer and you have to mix it. Okay. If you want to see this is a very thick consistency now. Can you see? When you are doing it, you will see. It is very thick. So try to mix it in such a way that you get a very clear fluid. I showed you in the slide, right? Same thing. But don't hurry up with the mixing. If you do fast, no, that many air bubbles you will generate. So try to mix side, middle, okay? Keep mixing at least for 5 minutes, okay? So when you are mixing, you can see that it is little bit hazy color it will be. You know, it's not clear. That means the mixing is still not done. How you can ensure that the mixing is done? It will be like one blend it will be. Okay? For this and all, there is no shortcut, okay? Mix properly, full round, center, okay? And as far as possible, little slow only. At least a minimum of 5 minutes you have to mix it, because you have to ensure that the resin and the hardener is mixed properly, otherwise you will not get the result. Like I told, in museum technique, fixation is the foremost important step. This is the important step here. I can see that it is clearing off. It was very thick, now it is like almost. And once you have done the mixing properly, you have to keep aside it for 10 to 12 minutes. Okay. That is the time we are giving for the air bubbles to pop up. So automatically this resin, it says like that, but it happens also. But still a few bubbles will be there. I think the other teams, 1-1-1-1 team can come and take their measurements, 30 and 10, and start stirring it. Please keep everything ready first. Idu achige kudi. This you put that side. Remove that bag also from there. All that you remove from there. Come here, come here. See, please be careful in measuring. You make a
30 minutes.
30. Very slowly. You will not know also when it will become 30. 30 and 10. And don't spill anything on the digital balance. 10, 30 and 10, okay? See, now it is clean, no? Comparatively, it was very viscous. Now it is almost like a water. Transparent it has become. So like this, you have to stir and keep. Make sure you have stir the whole, not leaving any resin here and there. Okay? It's almost done. Now you have to leave it for 10 minutes. Okay? Correct, no? Now, which is a container in which I am supposed to pour one. See, now it's very clean. Earlier it was very thick. Now it is one consistency. You can see only one type of fluid now. ना पाइप नहीं चाहिए मुझे वो कंटेनर चाहिए, that lid वाला कंटेनर. That is how much? 30, yeah? Nah. So once you are done the stirring now, just wipe it with the tissue paper, okay? You can reuse it. Because otherwise, when you throw, no, it will be all sticky and this thing. If you don't do it immediately, you cannot do it also. No. Which seed I am going to put? Nah. No, nothing, sir. After mixing, please see that this consistency is reached. Then you leave it. Keep your timer for 10 minutes. Okay? With the wooden stirrer, please mix it properly. Yeah. I'll put this only. I like this only. Colorful. After mixing, please see the time, okay? 5 minutes you have to mix, 10 minutes you have to keep. See the timings, 10 minutes you have to keep. See the consistency, sir, this way it should be. Once you mix, it should be. No, once this is done, no, you have a container like this. Okay. In the container, you have these variety seeds, whatever you want. You choose. Sheet, I think, sir, lot of wastage will be there. That's why I don't recommend.
So take this and this material.
See, I will pour now. This you have to wait for 10 minutes. No hurry burry. 10 minutes you have to wait. Once you get this clear, no? When you're mixing, you see it is very thick. Yeah. Anything can be done. Bones are perfect.
Right, but after that question, so everything is like below whole, not properly mixed hardener and
That's why I said mixing should be proper.
mixing.
See, if you mix properly, see, you see, there is no consistency. The consistency is even. Earlier when I started mixing, it was thick. Once you mix, you should not touch.
Okay.
Now it is for air bubbles to pop up. This is another problem. You mix it and then you go on. Don't do that, because now why I have kept it, I want those air bubbles to come up and pop. This is your popping time, 10 minutes. After that, please pour it in this. If you want, you can wait for some time, or else you can put your substance, whatever it is, and top it up. I think if it is more, just try once. If it is more, then other teams can also use that only instead of wasting the resin. If you give that, no, your resin will get over in 1 minute.
We are given 4. Each we are given. So that was their way.
Let them see. I hope so. Don't pour more on there, because if they are using in this thing, no, because this is only small this thing, it will not take much of the resin. So let them take little bit. They'll get all thin sections, but still something will be there. Every time see that it is closed, otherwise it will start becoming thick. Very slowly. Yeah, I'm used to it. If somebody is having problem, 40. Please see the time, okay? Don't be in a hurry to pour it because then the bubbles will shoot up like anything. That is what we don't have patience. Maar the good like doing being.
Seats and all.
See,
How many
sir.
times
See,
you have
wait. You will not get the result now, sir. This is the mold.
Mold.
Yeah, that what I have got, no, those blocks.
Yeah,
I have done it in this. So in this you pour it. Once it is set, if you do like this, no, it will come out. And this is reusable. This is silicone. This
Available in
also,
market, madam?
it's available. And see, it is very clear. Clear if you want, you have patience here. And don't, like how sir came and was about to put, don't do it. Once you have stirred, that 5 minutes was there for stirring. Once that is done, that's done. Then you're not going to do anything. Yeah, you keep it for 10 minutes. The 10 minutes time is like automatically, if you observe, no, those bubbles will come up and it will pop and break.
This kind of sheets we have used the OHP sheet. And with the
OHP sheet, why because in the glass it is very difficult. Now I cannot remove it because I have left it for setting like that only. Now if I go to remove, might break. I will not get a shape and all that. But in this OHP sheet, no, you can easily peel off. That's what I said.
this kind of thing they are not
This is not required. This type of containers you just do like this. I had displayed there, no, some of the things. Just do it like this, it will come out. No. See, there is one leaf like thing I have made. This is not done, so I am keeping it like that because I have to pour one layer. It is not yet done. Otherwise, you could have removed it. Now also I could have removed, but I don't want to do it. So first thing, whoever is putting, team members have got multiple. You have multiple this thing. We want each of you to carry. So don't use the whole of this thing in one only. Because what we are giving you is very small thing to put. So just put small layer, and you do like this, it will be enough. Then you place some 3 or 4 seeds. 4 seeds is enough. Then after some time, pour little bit more. Ellaru onde idili use madaga, then there will be problem. 43. After stirring, please keep it for 10 minutes. No hurry burry.
same thing what we have done.
Same thing what you have done. No, now what you have to do is,
1 second. The 2 flaps are there, no?
in this OHP sheet is there in
OHP
between.
sheet is there, no, madam? So we have to keep the specimen inside.
You have to keep the specimen inside and
That's very
slowly you have to pour this. Now when you are pouring it, you have to keep it little bit like this. And if you overdo it, then the whole thing will flow out. So you have to do it slowly. So what I suggest is first is, that's why I don't like this technique. Because lot of air bubbles will come if you are not good enough and your section is not thin enough. Because there is very less space here. So once you pour it, see that one thin layer is formed. Then you put the specimen and then you pour again. But then when you're placing the specimen, you might, end up generating the bubbles. That's why I don't like this technique. Yeah, I like this technique because here we are sure.
So how many times we have to, how many duration? How much time you have to keep?
This,
One day or
1 day Gindelo, you will not get.
how many days?
You have to, 72 hours is the proper curing time. But still, I advise you keep it for some more time. But you can remove it. You can
4
use
days.
in the hand. But
3 days.
3 days is the maximum. See,
Right.
now see 8 hours, it will start becoming thick. It will start thickening. Okay. 12 hours, almost little bit. 24 hours, there will be a this, but don't try to touch it. If you touch it, your fingerprint, everything will come out.
One or close.
No, you keep it close, nothing will happen. That's why I told sir that I want him to carry something, so we gave this. Even if it is not done, you please take it like this only. Keep it in your this thing and open later. 3-4 days you keep and then
4 days.
do like this, it will come out. And then after that also, please don't keep it on any paper or something like that. It will stick there. We think that it is cured.
I need to polish.
Polishing also, I told I got something that also I'll show. But immediately you cannot polish. You have to wait for it to cure exactly. Then you have to polish using the sandpaper. Once that polishing is done, you are sure that you have done it, made it smooth. Then you have to use a paste. Polishing paste is there. Just 1 drop you have to put on that. Spread it evenly. And on that cloth which has been provided to you, you just put it ulta like this. Suppose this is a surface. And keep on grinding. That's why I want 7 or 8 people to keep on grinding. Okay. Once it is done, you will get a very smooth, like how we have got that bones, no? Like that you will get a clear cut surface. It's not like 1 day job. Like you have to have, first of all, you should have patience. You should have interest. And when you are doing this, please concentrate here only. Like if you keep it and go, you will not get it. Yeah. You have to stir. Because if it is not clear, that means your stirring is not proper. Because it will give, you have seen when you are stirring, it was little thick. Viscous it was. See, it will be like this, like water. Nothing is there, see. Because that's why I told you, when you are stirring, the corner, the middle, full. But not gur also, because you are generating more bubbles. Then we are keeping it for 10 minutes. 10 minutes थोड़ी देर में होने वाला है. That time you have to pour. Now since we have given everybody and I want everyone to use it, so what you have measured, no, don't use one person only, please don't use it. Okay. So try to pour little bit. This surface is very this thing. So if you do like this, one good thing about this is it evenly spreads. Don't have to do anything. Just pour it little, do like this, it will cover the surface. Okay, once that is done, you...
No problem.
Yeah.
Here it is going to be stuck.
So once you have poured that, don't put more of it because too much of crowded it will not look. So take at least 4 or 5 because this is what, yeah. Again pour little bit just to. Now one more problem here is sometimes what happens, the thing which you are putting, it is so light, it might pop up. So in that case, you have to make little bit more. Wait for some time. It will start. I told you within 8 hours, it will be slowly doing. So it will not come up now. It is stuck there. Now if next you pour, nothing will happen. Got it? This is trial and error.
Okay.
You have to do it.
We know.
This thing saw. I don't have any machine. One machine was there. Wo gaya. Khatam. Who will buy and give again?
This is,
Huh?
madam, this specimen is from whatever.
That our Prahlad sir only had got and gave. That's what I said, no? I don't like this technique because of that only. First you have to pour one layer. Thoda set hone de. Little bit it will become dry, no?
This way we can't do it.
You can open it. First setting is there, no? For that time only you keep. Then you open it. Nothing will go because this is there, no? Okay. Yeah, you have to pour through this one. Once it is done, you wait for some time. It will dry off, that thing. Immediately in 1 day, this will not happen. That's what I'm telling. Understood? Then once it is done, it will be little sticky also. That time you place wherever you want, however you want, place it. Put this back and pour again. And this is possible only if such things are there. If a thick specimen is there, not going to work. And that's why I don't like this stupid method. Now I can't remove it. Once this is done, no, 24 hours you can remove it out. At least Once you have poured and you know that this is drying, you can remove at least this will come out. This thing now sometimes may get stuck here. If suppose you have over poured the resin, and because it is resin and hardener, no, this also will get cured there. So it will be difficult to remove. That you don't try. That will be best. Here it is what it's already done thing. It's like sure you will get it. There it is, you have to do trial and error. You have to see how much drop of catalyst you will add, how much accelerator you will add, and how much of resin you will take. So you will be wasting so much of resin in trial. That is the only drawback. You can do it. It is locally cheap and but cheap. But the thing is, your vendor should be so good that every time you go, he gives you that. That doesn't happen. Because when I was doing my PhD, every time I used to get the different resin, every time it was a headache to standardize it. So,
if we want to do the same as mold itself,
yeah, you can take. That's what I said. No, when you buy parcels and all, you get these containers. No, you don't have to spend on this. These containers are very cheap and easily available. You buy sauce and all that, mayonnaise and all comes. No, wash it nicely and use it. Okay.
Silicone. But Amazon
This is like
OSP ಇದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿ
I am pouring mine. Okay. I want for this. Okay. My main this thing is this. So good thing about it is it spreads. The moment you pour, no, you don't have to do anything. It will spread. Now that is done. Close chapter. Now this I have put. Now we don't have time, so my favorite is this.
yes,
It looks very nice, colorful. Yeah. If anybody wants to see, just see, just put it like this. You're seeing, no? Your group. One from each group if they come. One person from each group if they come and see.
One person from each group.
Don't touch this, okay?
One person.
So see, I have this thing is ready. I have poured it. Now I am placing the,
First we have to pour it.
yeah,
I asked that you don't know you have to put like that.
see like this. Done. Now see, little bit it is popping up. Either you can pour now only or after some time. Because sometimes, even if you pour now, there is a chances of popping up. Wait for little time and you can just pour it. Okay. So that's why don't use the whole thing for you only. Give it to your partners also so that everybody gets, this much is enough for learning. And you can, wait, you can close it and take it home and wait for 3-4 days and then only open. Okay. You will get it definitely.
so this much resin is enough.
Now you are, what to say, distributing and taking. No, that's why. Yeah. It's only for demonstration purpose. But otherwise, like how I made in block, you can use more. Don't make it too crowded also. Your main purpose is to show the things. So at the most some 5-6 seats.
So if bubble is coming, so what we should do?
Now you can't do anything. I don't have anything to do. Otherwise, if it was only 1 or 2 bubbles, you can use those pins, no? Those Muslim people use pins, big one. That you heat it and poke it. Okay, but that will not guarantee all the bubbles will be. That is why we are keeping it here.
Do we need to heat that pin?
Heat madade, that will not break. Just touch on the bubble, it will break. Okay,
But that doesn't melt the other part of it.
nothing. That's why only poke the bubble. Don't.
No, the process of bubble is in the midway.
Yeah, see, some bubbles is there, no? We can always use one pointer or something and try to get it to the corner and just lift it up. It will go. Some are stubborn, they will not go, then you have to use this technique. The other one I told you have to use air gun, then your burner. I don't suggest that burner because if you don't know how to use it, because there is a knob there. If you, it will be very fast, very slow, and it's like just doing like this and leaving. If little bit more you give now, it will go to the bottom and it will boil up. So 1 के जगह पे multiple bubbles you will get. So at least here you will get a proper result.
So while we are pouring, we should pour them wait. Then after that, we should
Yeah.
pour like that.
But that time you have to make a different resin. If this does not stand for long, you have to be very quick. Now I am waiting it for just for some time and I'll pour it out.
How long and sometimes 3 minutes is enough.
No. It will not set for 8 hours. It definitely will not set. Yeah.
Must wait
Yeah, see now I poured. Now some have gone down. Some are still there. So little bit resin is rich. Yeah. Well, I poured. I don't want to destroy it. That's why. Over this thing, I don't want to do. It's too small also. If it was full now, you could have done something. Now I don't want to. If I go to destroy one bubble, maybe I will generate more. So at the most 6 seeds or 5 seeds you can put. You know, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 and middle may ones. That's enough. This is for
The
just
ratio
learning.
pour the later one.
Once this is done, after some time just pour little bit more.
This how much time you can wait on this stress?
See, 8 hours के बाद ही ये set होना start होगा. Only after 8 hours. But then don't take chance also. Okay.
So minimum 8 hours.
8 hours definitely it will take for the first setting. It will become thick and then you don't go to do anything. My main this thing was I wanted to pour here. Now it's okay. Now it's set. Now we'll leave it like this. Now you can see the bubbles are here. See here the bubbles are there. So these bubbles, just lift it up. So these bubbles, you know, you can destroy it like this only. Okay. The only problem is no, we don't. It is transparent. It will become transparent. Yeah. Still more, it would have been good, but I was in a hurry to do it. That's why I wanted to show no. So okay. Yeah. Well, it would have been even more better if it was a fresh specimen. Here it is already fixed, cadaver fixed. First cadaver fixation is already done. We have also done this thing. So the coloration is not, otherwise you will get that pinkish little bit sort of thing.
Differentiation of
Here it is not, but still it is there. It is not that bad. But you would have got better if it was a fresh.
thinness of the slice.
No, if it is a fresh specimen, that means you have not used anything. No, so the coloration will be maintained. This is already fixed. You know, formalin has that bad habit of mixing with the blood and formalin pigment, so that blackish this thing will start coming, whatever fixation it is. So it's your imagination. Just do it. Try, sir.
Same thing, madam.
Same.
But there how formally test.
Leaf ke liye, that is not, if you put that, not dry, the color will go, drain out.
Just only the Venetian.
See, that leaf, what I have done, I have just kept it for some time on the tissue paper and all this, so that thoda bahut absorption ho jaya. Then I just tried it, okay. Luckily I got it. Once first time when I tried it was full black. Now that depends upon the type of leaf also maybe. The one, is it very thin or very, this is almost okay type of leaf. Little thick it is. Maybe very thin leaf may become black. I don't know. I have never tried it.
If you want to like get Venetian, only the Venetian.
Yes, fetus is also done.
Dry the leaf
Dry the leaf and see.
and get only the Venetian.
Try it now. Try it. It's a green tea here.
That's what I said. Your imagination running wild, do whatever you want. Yeah, try. That only. Trial only is the thing which will work here. First time, sometimes this side, that side will happen, but then it will be okay.
Pretty much pigments is coming along.
Yeah.
Costly.
Cost, I don't remember. Anybody wants to use this resin, they can use.
These two are available.
Container, huh? Seed. I don't know, you have to ask her. I asked. Sir, they want Abras, it seems. Abras Bekanta. Because it looks beautiful. Compared to those, they are dull seeds. I actually told him to have this, but then he got all those seeds. I am basically interested in museum now. My profession is only that, museum. So when I did my PhD, it was different types of techniques which was available now. And that my madam said, oh, plastination we have not done so far, let's add that also. We added that and I was like, not getting anything. And those people who were already there, I mean doing it, they never told us anything. We went for so many workshops. You can do it, sir. But as I told, if it is a tissue,
I know, madam. I got it everything. Just asking
You can do
different
it.
angles.
See, there are different methods also. You can get those dental material is there, no? That if you inject in the artery or the vein, you get the color also.
Luminal casting.
Luminal casting, luminal casting, you need those gun. Fresh lung first thing.
Okay, madam.
You have to clean it nicely. Everything done. Then there is a piston. There you get a silicone in a tube like thing. That's readily available. Then you have a piston like thing in which the tube fits. That you have to cut the nozzle and put the this thing in the lumen. And then you have to and fill it properly. Once it is filled, no, the full, how much is possible, no, it will inflate. It will start.
How much time you have to keep it? An hour, 2 hours?
No, 1 or 2 hours. You have to leave it 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah, next day only when you see, if you leave it like that, if you peel it also, no, if you keep for more time, you just have to peel it. But peeling also we have to be careful. You should not break the finer ends, bronchi, that you should not break. If you don't want that, if you don't want that, you can use concentrated nitric acid or HCl. Put the specimen in that. All tissues will go. Only this skeleton. Boil concentrated nitric acid. Very careful. You have to be with the nitric acid. But the moment you put the tissue, I mean the what is that luminal thing, it will destroy the whole of the tissue and you'll get the cast. That cast you have to just wash it and then display. You can put it somewhere.
One day today we have to keep it. Then we have to
Yes.
remove it slowly.
There is no shortcut here, so you have to
Wait.
wait. See,
Can you explain what is classifications?
wait. This I will close it now. Okay. See, my this thing is set now. See, mine is set. Now I don't have to do anything. I'll just close it and keep it undisturbed.
For the next 3 days.
Because if you want to see the setting, maybe I don't think so. 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No.
By the end of the day, let us
Yes. But then don't try to touch it because it is not, though it might have set. When you do like this, it won't come. But then don't touch it. It is not yet done. 72 hours to minimum it needs for a proper setting.
out of context question. Out of context. How to make the bones.
Lot of
How to make the bones. Why the bones are special.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ in the spill ಆಗಿದ್ದು your digital balance will be destroyed. Wipe it. Clean that fast, otherwise you cannot do anything. ಅದೇ ಹಾಗೆ spill ಮಾಡಬಾರದು. Wipe it nicely. What do you wanted to ask?
Take the bones. How to preserve.
Preserve the bone.
Things we boil with the sodium carbonate.
NaOH, sodium hydroxide. From the dissection wala bone, if you want to take, it is not a very good decision. The other one also you will not get also. The fresh one, because like carcass, that insect, not insect, animals ka you get, no. You just bury it for some time. It quickens the process. The best is to put it in the water, but then it's nauseating. So you should have, or your institution should permit you to use some space where you can, but be careful that you don't have any small, those holes are there, no? And that small bones may go. So you have to be careful with that. If that is the procedure you're using, or you have to use a burial method. But then in burial also, you should know first of all where you have buried. What happens is like if you give some attender to bury, he'll bury somewhere, then he'll tell it is here, it is there, it is here. You will forget the place also where you have. So make sure where you are burying, and you put one this thing. What is that? Down. You cannot put this thing. What is that? Some sort of net-like thing, so that you need not search for, because later you will not come to know which is the stone and which is the bone. So in case of doubt, take everything. When you are clearing, that time you will come to know what is what. Because you should not leave anything there and come. So if you are doubtful it is bone or stone or something, you just get it. That depends. But we cannot say. That depends upon your climatic, the temperature, this thing also. Like when we say in the desert region and all, it's very hot. Sand made proper place for it to decompose. But in our,
All places will be get it very fast, like dry lands.
then it is good. You can. But you have to observe that in such a sense, put it in a guarded area. Why? Because sometimes dogs, they will come, and if you superficially you put, for our ease, if you put it superficially, they will dig and take it out. You have to be careful.
Tissue softening, soft tissue removal. Just keep the
Maximum, I prefer to remove it with my hand only. Because if you depend too much of the solution, that finer ends, you might destroy it. ഇതെന്താണ് പൂട്ടാൻ പറ്റാത്ത എനിക്ക് പേടിയാണ് അതിന് ഉള്ളിൽ പോയി കളയാൻ. Why it is not closing? Done? Yes. Okay. Now don't disturb. Your gift. Don't disturb, okay? ഇങ്ങനെ പിടിക്കണം. And this one, no? Don't touch, don't do anything. Just keep it somewhere that nobody is going to touch. Like this only. Keep it. When you will open, 3-4 days ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ you open ಮಾಡಿ. Where you are going to keep? But nobody should out of curiosity open and then it's gone. And once it is done, no, don't wrap it in paper or something like that. Try to use some plastic sheets or those OHP sheet is there, no? That way you can remove it. Otherwise you cannot. So let it dry completely. Though we think that 3 days, 4 days it will dry, it will not dry. I'll show you in my mobile. I have taken some photos of my tragedies. This one. With the randa, I'm keeping it here. Which language you speak? I mean, what's your mother tongue? तभी तो मला माहित नाही है ला. Okay. So ഇവിടെ ഇല്ല. You can do it without this thing also, but then you have to be very quick in removing it. Okay. ഇതിപ്പോ ചേംബർ പോലെ നമ്മൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നതാണ്. ഇതിലിപ്പോ ഞാൻ ഒരു ഇത് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ടില്ലേ. You don't understand Malayalam. So what you have made, no, the solution, that you have to pour it little bit. And as I told, that solution will spread evenly. Just see to that. Don't keep it very standing position, because there is chance that your solution may seep out. So keep it little tilted. Tilted in the sense, ഇവിടെ dry ആവാനും പാടില്ല. You understood? So keep it raised in such a way. ഇങ്ങനെ ആവാൻ പാടില്ല, ഇങ്ങനെ ആവാൻ പാടില്ല, ഇങ്ങനെ. It should be even this thing. It should not spread out from, it should not come out from there also. Okay, that is the way you have to keep. So you will have some additional fittings like this, and you will keep it like this. And
That two we can put it down and it will then stand.
Standing, but the thing is,
fully
it will full come down and it will settle down here. You want one thin
this
layer.
one is there. No, tube is there. No, I was telling only few drops.
See, first layer you are pouring, no. First layer is your base.
Yes.
I want it to become a base so that you will keep the specimen. So if you are putting it standing position, that liquid what you have poured, no, it will come down, all of that will come down and settle here. Didn't understand.
No, first we put the
See.
not organized by the
See, no. That also you can do. First step.
Last time what we have done was we have removed this, kept the organ first, then because our slice was the
Thick.
hand, so it is thick.
Nah, so that's what
Then
I'm
after-
suggesting. What you know, first time when you are doing, no, either you remove this part. Can I open this? This is all shortcut methods, okay? Yeah, wait. Nete, put your this thing on this. Hmm. This tube is too thick, okay? So see that? Okay. And put here also. Done. Now what you do is, you can keep the specimen also. This is
This way or between this one?
in between the two plastic sheets you have to keep. So here, so you have got the space. You keep the specimen, but the thing is, like when you keep the specimen, no, and a tile air bubble will down, there is a chance of air bubble coming. So what you do is, first you pour one layer. So that's why I told one layer in the sense, like how it occupies, no, like this. Just one layer, one base I want. So when I told you, no, you told you keep it like this. When you keep it like this base ka material will all come down. It will make here one D like thing. We don't want that. We want it to cover the whole surface. So you adjust in such a way that neither it overflows from that side, everywhere it, you know, evenly, like how I have done, no?
Can we use like that type of
What type of tray?
instead of these?
उतना सारा रेसिन कहाँ से डालेगा यार?
Means you can take short, smaller ones.
You see,
In this size.
you can use it. It's not that you cannot use it. And moreover, what you know, when you are using such things, no, see, it has got some designs and all. ये सारा आ जाएगा तेरे इसमें. So you try to use.
Can we keep this open?
I have closed it because now my job is done. Now after 3-4 days. Endo ani can.
Specimen we put.
Yeah. Once you have done the layer, then you put the specimen. So when you put the specimen, what is the advantage is that it will not float. Earlier it was like it will go this side, that side. So you have to keep on pulling this side. So once that is done, now you know where to keep the specimen. Center, then you pour the another layer. Done. അതാണ്
Then
അങ്ങനെ
after
ചെയ്തത്.
setting we can take.
Just remove it out. 24 hours.
ഇപ്പം ഈ ഷീറ്റ് വെക്കാതെ നമുക്കെല്ലാം വെച്ച് ഒഴിച്ചു.
Sheet വെക്കാണ്ട് വെച്ചാല് what will happen if you don't remove it on time, you cannot remove it. I can remove it now also, but then I cannot remove it maybe from the glass. You will break it. So in 24 hours, this is done. You just remove this thing off. ഈ pipe എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റും. ഇതും sheet, this sheet, no, it will peel off. Because it's plastic, no, it will come off. Otherwise, it will not come. Glass and it will not come. Because we are pouring a very thin layer. There you cannot do anything. Vallam is not required only. If you put water, then gone. Disaster.
ചൊട്ടാൻ വേണ്ടി.
അല്ല പിന്നീണ്ടല്ല നമ്മൾ ഏത് വർക്ക്ഷോപ്പിൽ പോയാലും അവർ വെള്ളം ഒഴിച്ചിട്ട് മാത്രമേ കാണിക്കുള്ളൂ. They will never pour anything in shade. I went to 101 workshop to learn it. All disaster only for me. And finally I had to,
Then we can remove all these things and
yeah,
keep that.
just അത് whole organ.
അപ്പം അത് ഇതൊന്നും കാണാതെ ഓർഗൻ തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കില്ലേ?
അത് ഞാനിപ്പം അതിൽ പാമ്പിനെ കാണിച്ചില്ലേ, പാമ്പ്, കിഡ്നി. That is whole organ. Whole organ in the sense, like how I showed that cut section you are processing, the same way you have to process. You are not cutting the whole thing, the whole organ, this is all you are taking. After the fixation, dehydration, impregnation step, you have to put it in the resin, vacuum it. Adane korchu kuda koodal vandi varum because it is thick, it is not open. Open means easy to evaporate and all. It will take time. The shortcut method onnu illa. So if you cure it properly,
A brain slice.
brain takes a lot of time because brain has got lot of water content. That's why I don't encourage brain, because if you have not done it properly enough, brain you can do it, but the thing is it has to be processed properly because brain contains lot of water. Water you have to dehydrate. No, atrane acetone vanam. Acetone is also not that cheap, and वो ऊपर से अबॉर्बेट भी हो जाता है. अब छोड़ के चले गए तो कुछ नहीं रहेगा. What?
Brain session.
हाँ.
Can we keep for 20 days set it up or will we move it? Plan for this.
See, when you want to do it, no, you try to do it on a small tissue first. Don't do in a big. It will be disaster. Small piece you take, then you go for a bigger one.
With that small piece of brain,
Water content will be there, but comparative to a bigger section, it will be little less. Then you will come to know where you are going wrong.
this one works, this one works on the size. We can take it into the
You can do it provided it is perfectly dehydrated, impregnated, and then otherwise it will become black. നിനക്ക് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു തരാം, പറഞ്ഞാൽ മനസ്സിലാവുന്നില്ലല്ലോ. വെയിറ്റ്, എന്റെ മൊബൈൽ എടുത്തിട്ട് ഒന്നും ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റൂല. യു കനോട്ട് ഡിസ്കാർഡ്. ഇപ്പൊ ഡിസാസ്റ്റേഴ്സ് പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് ആണെങ്കിൽ ഇപ്പൊ കുറെ എയർ ബബിൾ വന്നിട്ട് എന്റെ അടുത്ത് കുറച്ചുണ്ട്. ഐ കീപ് ഇറ്റ് ആസ് പേപ്പർ വെയിറ്റ്. പേപ്പർ വെയിറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുക അത്ര തന്നെ. ഇതുണ്ടല്ലോ ഇപ്പൊ ഞാൻ നല്ല വൃത്തിയിൽ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഐ വുഡ് ഹാവ് ഗോട്ട് ഇറ്റ് വെരി ട്രാൻസ്പെറന്റ്. फर्स्ट थिंग इट इज कडावर का because it is already fixed पता नहीं कितने साल का fixation is there. Understood? But at least we are able to demarcate the cortex medulla. That is one good thing. एक पार्टी ऑर्गेनाइज करो सर एंड देन सबका लेके वहां पे ना झुला के रखो. Yeah. After that, then after that grinding, not this thing. Sandpaper is there. Only one, sir. It's okay. Yeah, okay. Let them try. I think I will give one only and everybody let them do that. So at least we'll give. I thought I'll divide them in team and give them for gisofying. I'll give them only one so that all 22 will do it jor laga ke. So we will get at least some result. No. It has to be like this only. Now once they have used it, now you just clean it and you reuse it. So it's like you have to keep it here and if suppose I wanted something to show. Like, so suppose this is your block. So you have to keep it like this and keep on gising. So your hand starts aching, you give it to the next. Pura घिस के na, it will become smooth. Because now what you will get, no, it will not have a finer end. It will be rough. But like I am okay with it, so it's okay. But if you want, perfectionist, you want a smooth.
doesn't scratch it, huh?
If you keep it like this, like what I showed, no, half of them is not done. It is like that only. It is transparent only. Good, but the thing is, it is not finished product. नहीं बोल सकते उसको. It's not done. Procedure is not completed. Procedure to complete, you have to do the. ये मैं नहीं दूंगी. मेरा पुराना प्रोडक्ट है. नहीं घिसाने के लिए भी नहीं दूंगी. दूसरा दूंगी. This is. I have got that. No, I'll give one. This, so see, this doesn't look nice, no? Edges are not smooth. इसके लिए बोलते हैं घिसाने के लिए. So what will happen? It will become smooth. and अभी जितना दिख रहा है ना उससे भी अच्छा दिखेगा ऊपर, because all ends you have to do. Now for the time being we will stick to only one end because I just want to show you what it is. Okay, so all 22 people gisofy one only. Okay. मेरा काम आधा हो जाता. This no, you keep it somewhere before somebody destroys it.
Madam, you said you had some blocks to do.
Yeah, that after food. No, you want to do them because it will not happen in one go. They have to. So what we can do is now you have your lecture. What was then? After that we will come. Because at that time थोड़ा ये set भी हो जाएगा. हाँ? Everything wipe it properly, okay? So for easy this thing now, instead of weighing like this, what I did is I used water and I marked it on the plastic container itself, like what I got now, you saw now. I marked it first only. It becomes easy rather than pouring on this and destroying this, because it will, you can make it this. So it's better you take a these two, no, it is for your this thing, so you can keep. Now see, it is still shaky. That means it is not set. It will take time. Only by evening it will start showing result. You can use these molds when you are doing, no. So what you can do, you can pour little, then keep the specimen, prepare one more time, and then pour for the rest. And this is reusable. Any number of times you can use. See, do it like this and it will come out. Any number of times you can use. This I forgot. Some friend of mine had given. I don't know what it is. He said, you're going to Ayurveda college, give it to them. See, I don't know what it is. I don't know. One friend of mine is working on this. He told, you're going to Ayurveda college, give it to them. I said, okay, fine. I don't know what it is. One of my colleague is working on this. I don't know what it is. He said, you just give it to them. हाँ, that's what. सबके लिए एक कॉपी दिया उसने, मुझे पता नहीं क्या है. He didn't tell me only what it is like. He said they might be knowing. I don't know. They might conduct a workshop or something like that. They were telling. It's a research only. So he knew that I am coming to Ayurveda college. So he said, you just take it and you give it. MSc, PhD. Actually started with the museum. Then since I was in forensic, I did some of the diplomas in forensic. Forensic science. Forensic science. Give this one to everyone, no? Anyway, I've got the printout. Now give. I don't know what it is, okay? Don't ask me. This later we can keep it inside. We'll come again, no? We're not supposed to sell it.
Madam, now, at what time
it will take time, sir. Not so fast.
Okay, so
they can take it, that's why.
Time is valedictory is 2 to 3 by presentation. 3 to 4 valedictory. At what time again you have to come back?
After valedictory, can we come back? They are in a hurry to go. No. I am not going home, so I am not in a hurry.
No. They are not. So we'll come back after valedictory.
Yeah. This you keep it, okay? Where you will keep? Here only somewhere you keep. We bought dabba elli annodi.
It's covered everywhere.
But be careful, okay? Don't spill it. Now it is fresh.
That side room I will take it.
I have no idea. There is a contact, something is there. I don't know. You was, see, there's a mail ID behind, I think. Just number is also there. Just call and ask. I have no idea. I was coming, I am വരുന്നോണ്ട് എന്റെ കയ്യിൽ തന്നതാ. എന്തുകൊണ്ടാന്ന് കൂടെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ല. I said, you tell me at least what I am supposed to tell them. This we have to.
Soap in the mold.
It's a silicone mold. Actually, this material also you can buy. എന്നിട്ട് plaster of Paris നെ കൊണ്ട് mold ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ട് ഇത് അതിൽ ഒഴിക്കണം. എന്നിട്ട് അത് എടുത്ത് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ you will get like this structure you will get. That is reusable. നമ്മൾ ഇതല്ലാണ്ട് നമ്മൾ പ്ലാസ്റ്റർ ഓഫ് പാരീസിന്റെ മോൾഡ് റെസിൻ വയ്ക്കാൻ പോയാല് അതിന്റെ പോർസ് ഇല്ല, അതിന്റെ ഉള്ളിലെ റെസിൻ പോകും. പക്ഷേ എല്ലാം ക്ലിയർ കട്ട് ചെയ്ത് നോക്കിയത് ഇറ്റ്സ് ലൈക്ക് തരി പോലെ ആയിരുന്നു. ತೆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇದು ತೆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಡಿ ನಾವು ಆಚೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಂತ. ಇನ್ನು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಉಂಟು ಇದು. No, I got my one this thing for you too. If you want, some of them are free. They can start doing the gisofine work. Then later we'll come back and start.
Where is that?
Where did they display the things? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಉಂಟು. Don't want this.
This will take on this side also.
See, this side is not clear, so we'll take this. Okay. Only one side only you do.
Like this.
This is smooth one, no hard one. Yeah. The other one is, which one is hard? This is smooth, I think. That is hard, no? Yeah. So first you have to start with this. You should, in one bowl, little water is required.
Water
I think I'll empty this thing and give you.
Only water, madam.
Water. Wait, I will empty this so that you can use this table. इसका ढक्का, इसका नीचे वाला कहाँ गया? Wait. Where is the bottom one gone? Yeah, इसका नीचे वाला कहाँ है?
Hard, madam, is smooth.
हाँ, पहले हार्ड वाले में करना है, स्मूथ वाले में नहीं. हाँ, मत रखो, इधर रखो. ഇതിന്റെ താഴത്തെ എവിടെ പോയി? How do I take it back? No, it's not there. So once your the seed gets done, no, it will be like this. You just have to open it and then do like this, and it will come out like this.
No need of doing this. All the way it is clear.
It will be clear only, sir. But then see the edge. See the edge. It's not smooth. To get it smooth like this, अभी हमको नहीं करना तो नहीं करना. That's it. But then if you want a perfect this thing, you have to do it.
Then how?
Wait. पानी लाया? One from each team you call now, so that I'll show that.
So I request everyone.
One person. To come here. This you have to do later also, so I'll show it now only.
From each group, please join. Okay.
See now, this surface is not that clean. Okay, so what we'll do is put little water. Okay, and you have to, okay, like this. Now see, it has become fully blur. It has become. So we will concentrate only one side now because we don't have that much of time. Make it little wet and then circular motion. Round, 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 round. Keep on grinding. See, now fully it has become blur. So like this, everyone keep grinding it. We'll go have lunch and then after, sir said his stock is there, validatory function is there. No one is in a hurry to go, right? Anyways, so we can come and do the grinding. Last, I will give you a polish to put. First, you have to grind in this. Actually, there is, this is only two sandpaper. There are multiple sandpapers you have to use, not two. Starting from, this hard one to the softer one, very soft ones. Okay. So, it's not a one-day procedure. You have to, do it properly. Huh? Now, we don't have time, so we are concentrating on this. So, once this grinding is done, then you have to grind in this. Both the grinding is done, then I will give you the polish, which you have to spread it. And then you have got a cloth in your tin. Put on that and again do the gisofying work. And then you will get a clean, transparent one. So even if you don't do it also, it's okay. See, it's like transparent enough. But then finishing is not there. Perfection chahiye to then you have to do it. Okay? So this is what we are grinding. Okay? Yeah. Now, till the time we are not going, some people can do the grinding work. And then after that we'll wipe the surface what we have done, and I will put 2 drops of polish, resin polish is there. That you have to put, you have to spread it evenly, and then on the soft cloth, no, you have to again do the same purpose. So it's like polish, so your surface will glisten like that.
So can we use this? We have one more specimen.
No, just after this we have to use that.
What's the next one?
Water. So you. So actually you should have many. I have that small bit only. If you want, we can use that, but it's very small. It's okay. Use it. See, you get the this thing like this. This is, see, you can see the texture.
Yes.
It is very
Very coarse.
coarse. So you start with the coarse one. So this is 150.
150.
Next is 400 is there. 600 is there. 1000 is there.
It's even softer.
This 320 is there, which you have to do it, see, little less coarser than the first one. This is the second one, and this is the finest.
Finest.
Okay, so it's better. Now for this sake, I have taken only small bits.
Only that's okay.
If you have a bigger this thing, you have a lot of surface area to do it. This is small means you will go derail. This just for the sake of showing I got it. You can make out from the surface only, see. Okay, and this is, as you go, the last one is like this. Just like that.
Not get any scratch on.
For removing that only, in case your material gets scratched, then this is the,
It removes.
you can use machine, but like I said, machine, if one place pressure is more, that side it will get more and it will be like
It will be more now.
safer to use this.
Ma'am, if we get a specimen like lipoma, so first നമ്മളത് ഫോർമാലിൽ
ഫോർമാലിട്ട് അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അതിനെ ഡീഹൈഡ്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം എസിറ്റോണിൽ, കോൾഡ് എസിറ്റോണിൽ -25 വെക്കണം.
-25 വെക്കണം. അതെങ്ങനെ വെക്കും?
Freezerly, deep freezerly. That's why I told the actual mechanism chamber you have lot of things to use. Deep freezer is there, vacuum chamber is there, vacuum pump is there. അതെല്ലാം എക്സ്പെൻസീവ് ആണ്.
അല്ല അല്ലാണ്ട് പ്രിസർവ് ചെയ്യാൻ നോക്കിയാൽ നശിച്ചു പോകും.
ഒന്നും ആവില്ല, but the thing is it will take a lot of time for it to procedure to happen. അതാന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ മെഷീൻ അല്ലേ, so it will happen fast. ഇപ്പൊ നിങ്ങളുടെ ഫ്രീസർ ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഫ്രിഡ്ജ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ
ബോഡി പാർട്സ് ഒക്കെ ഡിസെക്ട് ചെയ്ത സാധനങ്ങളൊക്കെ കിട്ടുകയാണെങ്കിൽ
ഫ്രിഡ്ജിൽ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഫ്രിഡ്ജിൽ നിങ്ങൾ പിന്നെ വേറെ ഒന്നും വെക്കാൻ പാടില്ല. ഇറ്റ് ഷുഡ് ബി എക്സ്ക്ലൂസീവ്ലി ഫോർ നിങ്ങൾ തിന്നേണ്ട ഐറ്റം എല്ലാം വെച്ച പണിയാവും. പിന്നെ എല്ലാവരും ചവിട്ടി പുറത്താക്കും.
4 ഡിഗ്രി
ഇറ്റ്സ് വെരി ലെസ്. സി -25 എവിടെയാ, 4 ഡിഗ്രി എവിടെയാ.
0 ഡിഗ്രി.
സോ ദാറ്റ് അതിന്റെ റിസൾട്ട് വിൽ ബി ലൈക്ക് ദാറ്റ് ഓൺലി.
എത്ര ദിവസം വെക്കണം?
കുറെ നേരം കുറെ വെക്കണം, മാസങ്ങൾ വെക്കണം.
എന്നാലേ
ബിക്കോസ് ലൈപ്പോമാനാൽ ഇസ് ലൈക്ക് ഫുള്ളി ഫാറ്റി ടിഷ്യൂ ആണ്. അപ്പൊ നാച്ചുറലി അതിൽ കുറെ വെള്ളവും ഇതെല്ലാം ഉണ്ടാവും. ഓൾ ദാറ്റ് ഹാസ് ടു ഗോ ബിക്കോസ് വാട്ടർ ആൻഡ് റെസിൻ ഡസന്റ് മിക്സ്. അതെല്ലാം പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഈ പരിപാടി നടക്കൂല, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നടക്കൂല, ബ്ലാക്ക് ആയി പോകും.
ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ നെയിലാവുമ്പോഴായിരിക്കും നെയിലൊക്കെ വെക്കാൻ പാടില്ല.
എന്ത് വേണമെങ്കിൽ വെക്കാം, പ്രൊവൈഡഡ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് കംപ്ലീറ്റ്ലി ഡ്രൈ.
ഡ്രൈ.
ഇപ്പൊ ഞാൻ അതിനാണ് ഈ സീഡ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞത്, കാരണം സർ ആദ്യം സ്പെസിമെനാ പറഞ്ഞത്. സ്പെസിമെൻ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോ നടക്കൂല, അത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഫസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ഓൾ അത് ശരിക്കും വരുകയില്ല. ആൻഡ് ബട്ട് ഇറ്റ് ഹാസ് ടു ബി പ്രോസസ്ഡ് ഓൾസോ, അതർവൈസ് ഇറ്റ് വിൽ, ഇപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ വെക്കാൻ പോയാൽ അതെല്ലാം കരിഞ്ഞിട്ട് സോ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒന്ന് ചെയ്തിട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകണമെങ്കിൽ ഡ്രൈ ഐറ്റംസ് ഓൺലി യു ക്യാൻ ടേക്ക്. ആൻഡ് ഐ വാണ്ടഡ് യു ടു ടേക്ക് ഓൾസോ സംതിങ്, ബിക്കോസ് യൂഷ്വലി വി ഗോ സീ ആൻഡ് കം.
കയ്യില് അത് നല്ലതാണ്.
നിങ്ങൾ വീട്ടിൽ പോയിട്ട് സമാധാനത്തിൽ 2-3 ദിവസം കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് തുറന്നാൽ മതി. യു വിൽ ഹാവ് സംതിങ്. करो यार. How is the surface now? Little bit smooth?
Much better.
Much better, no? Still more. Because we are using only one, no, that is a drawback here. But it's okay.
Getting the angles proper.
You see, this end was sharp, now it is almost okay. So at least one surface we will see and do. The others also can try. Nobody wants to do this grinding work. That's why they'll take it like that only. Now your specimen what you have prepared, now it is clear, but the edges will not be smooth. It will be little, spiky type. So if you want to make it smooth, this is the process. So when you do this, it will become blur. That clarity will go. To get back the clarity, you have to grind it like that and you have to apply the resin polish. Apply resin polish and again with the cloth, no, again you have to do this. Some work is there. Otherwise, if you are happy with that, you can keep it like that also. Shall we use that next one? This also goes only. This side was actually very blur. It was like this side at least we were able to see.
Yes.
That side it was not visible. Now you, I think we can use this now. Using this. You also do. For his hand must be aching now. And whatever you have set now, don't try to open or poke or do anything. Wait for patiently for at least 3 days. Okay? That it will get dry and if you open and just do like this, no, it will come out. उसके बाद भी उसको छूने मत जाना ज़्यादा. Yeah. Keep it properly. Don't keep it on papers or something because again it will get stuck to that. Because it takes a lot of time to actually cure from inside. One of your cloth is there, no? Get that. One towel was there, no? In your. You're not Kannadi guys, huh? कन्नड़ा नहीं आता है. कहाँ के हो? सारे महाराष्ट्र वाले यहाँ के बैठे हैं. हाँ? क्या हुआ? Already started tilting, wilting and all.
ഞാൻ ചോദിക്കാൻ വന്നത് ഇതൊക്കെ ഇങ്ങനെ ഫുൾ നിറച്ചത്
ഇതെന്തോ ഇട്ട കോപ്പർ സൾഫേറ്റാ.
ഇത് നമുക്ക് വേണം നമ്മളെ രസശാസ്ത്ര ലാബിൽ
നല്ല
കൊടുക്കാം.
രസമില്ല ഇങ്ങനത്തെ എല്ലാം ഇടുമ്പോ.
അതെ മേഡം 72 ആവുന്നു തേക്കാം.
ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി 3 days ഒന്ന് അവിടെ എവിടെയെങ്കിലും വെക്കും. ഇത് ഇത്തിരി ഇട്ടത് അത് ഭംഗിയുണ്ടാ.
ഭംഗിയില്ല മേഡം.
ആർട്ടിസ്റ്റിക് ഒരു ഇത് വേണ്ടടോ. ഇതെന്തോ
അല്ല നമ്മൾ കൊണ്ടുപോകുമ്പോഴൊക്കെ എല്ലാം കൂടി താഴേക്ക് വരുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ ഇതാവുമ്പോ എവിടെയും പോവില്ല.
മാം എനിക്ക് ആർട്ടിസ്റ്റ്
ഇങ്ങനെ ഒന്ന് ആക്കല്ലേ വെക്ക്. ഇങ്ങനെ തന്നെ വെച്ച് അങ്ങനെ തന്നെ വെക്ക്. ഡോണ്ട്
മാം ആകാം.
അതാണ്
എന്താ പറയാ
ഇത് മാം ആക്ച്വലി you told to pour and we need to put no. I was
if you had your own resin here, organizations എത്ര resin ആണ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ അതിനാണ് ഞാൻ സജഷൻ പറഞ്ഞത്. At home what you can do, no, you can make one layer first. എന്നിട്ട് പിന്നെ പിന്നെ കുറച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഒരു maybe 24 hours കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് വന്ന് maybe you can put one layer and put വെക്കാം.
അതിൽ വെച്ചേക്കുന്ന പോലല്ലേ
3 layer ആയിട്ട് വെക്കാം.
കുഞ്ചു ചെയ്തല്ലേ.
കൊടുത്തു വേണേ. Only one person is doing it, nobody is doing it. I think till 10 more minutes we'll do and we'll stop that and we'll apply the other one. It's 25 now, 35 we will stop grinding. It is not done, okay. I'm just stopping it to show you the result. Actually, you have to do the grinding from all the surface. We have done only one surface now. That too not properly.
All these process, how much time it takes?
कितना बड़ा तेरा स्पेसिमेन है उतना टाइम लगेगा. And how much enthu you are, that उसमें डिपेंड करेगा. The way everybody is seeing, I don't think so. Nobody has a patience. आज ही जाके खोल डालेंगे लगता है. I gave it to.
That one also. Another one you brought it. Black color.
I gave it to. Hello, Aga.
Not this is. One more you brought it.
Yeah, I gave it to your.
ये हमने वहाँ से लेके गए थे ना ये. यहाँ से लेके और वो-
ಅದು ಒಂದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ one that I made one.
देखिए उसको.
Don't touch, okay, inside because it is not done.
Is it possible to give the coloring for the plastination before plastination?
There are different pigments are available. It's like if you want to, this is transparent, no? If you they get pigments blue, red, and all. If you want to give light blue color, then one drop of this thing you have to, like when we were doing the mixture, that time you have to put and it will become light blue color.
No, ma'am, not for that. Specimen wise.
Specimen.
Like if I want kidney transfer section, if I want to calyx, I want to separate, or cortex, I want to separate.
That depends because that coloration you can give only later because acetone में कहीं निकल गया तो you have to use it.
Acetone, can we? No.
We can, I think, possible. When I try it, yeah, you can do it. You can try and see. It's possible. Round. Don't touch, okay? But the processing is not complete. I have done in a hurry. Otherwise, you would have got a nice transparent one. Okay. Still more lighter you would have got. Very less time. November starting, he gave me this. So there's no, that's why it's like that.
And then like we could have point
Like how that leaf was there, no? Like that you can remove. That's why I like this method, block classification method, better than that sheet one. Oh, bakwas hai. उसमें पूरा bubbles will come and you don't have control in that. Here at least you know what to do. Your hand you can do something. In that you can't do anything. After that, keep it aside where nobody touches it. You open after 3-4 days only. After that also, when you remove it, no, try to keep it back in this container only, because if you keep it out, it will become dusty. This see, they have seen. See this. See how transparent it is. ऐसे ही आना चाहिए था उसमें भी. You understood? This type only it should have come there. Since the processing is not complete, वहाँ color बदल गया है. So if I had given you this, it would have become black. That's why you have to do all that 4 process properly. Then only you should go for sheet plastination with the organs.
Brief about
How many are there?
this was only. So can you brief me about sheet
What do you want to know?
plastination?
I prefer block plastination to sheet plastination, because sheet you can do, sir, but then there are errors are more in sheet plastination. If you can do it
Just tell
properly,
me the procedure only.
procedure is you have to make that glass chamber. You saw the chamber,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You have to use 2 glass sheets of equal size. You have to use OHP sheet, which you will be placing inside. You will be placing one tube, and then you will be putting the binder clip. So it becomes like a chamber.
Right.
So you have to make sure that when you are pouring the resin, nowhere the leak should be there. Okay, and then you have to tilt it in such a way that, because if you keep it straight, all the resin will settle down at the
Yes,
bottom.
yes.
So you want it a full this thing. So you have to tilt it in such a way that it is spread
Yes,
all
yes.
over, and not completely like this also, because it will come out.
Correct.
So that you have to think. Once that is done, one layer, I suggest is one layer you pour and then you keep the specimen. Otherwise, if you try to put the specimen that time only, it will float.
Yes.
If it is liquid, it will go this side. You will not, you cannot place it properly. So then you place the specimen in the center. Then you pour another one round. Done.
So like if you want to place exactly in the middle of it.
That's why I told. If you put starting only, then it keeps floating with the, because the fluid is, it is not set, no. So one layer you pour first. When it is like within 8 hours, it will start. Then you put the specimen and then you put another layer. Trial.
I'll try and get you the feedback.
Yeah. First you do with inanimate things, then you try with the specimen. वही साइड कर रहा है ना, जो साइड कर रहे थे. हाँ.
चलो भाई, जय जवानी, जय भवानी, जय शिवाजी.
This way, no, it will be even. अगर ऐसे घिसाओगे तो वो पूरा even नहीं आएगा, कहीं पे उबड़ा खुबड़ा होगा. तो this way round it will be corrected. Round. Temptation is there to go like this. Okay. Now you just
Now we are going to start with the afternoon session. Topic: presentation on 3D interactive learning and virtual dissection by Dr. Prahlad S.
Good afternoon. I know that post lunch session will be always difficult for a speaker because everybody is remembering the footsteps and maybe some of them sleepy. Anyway, part of the system we have to do it because we need some uh, preparation for this, as well as some other activities are also going on. So seeing that all conditions, this particular the session is planned. This is not much about idea one, whatever new idea what we have experienced in hands-on training. This is one simple kind of interaction we can make it in ourselves about these particular few slides. So I hope you will have some kind of interest to see at least another 25 minutes, and after that we'll have a next program, because what madam told is after valedictory again we have to rush back to the hall and then some small procedures are remaining. So I just start this presentation. So these are the few shlokas what we can get in our major samhitas. So we need some kind of informations, or we need some kind of other parts or other aspects which they are helpful to gain the knowledge. So basic one from Charaka, where he has highlighted on the part of if you look at from the embryological point of view, where Paramanu Vedena that use that particular smallest minute particle. So what I mean to say in this entire slide is whatever we learn in the contemporary was already documented, and our acharyas have that thought or that particular intentions. If you want to see the gross, then you have to first try to understand the basic. The Paramanu Vedena Aparisankhayoho. That's the innumerable or the countless cells what you can observe. So that idea was there in our acharyas about that, because they are told in the initial chapters. Second thing is importance of this dissection. So that also dealt by the Sushruta, where it's not sufficient to gain the knowledge from your textbooks only. So where you need to analyze yourself, you need to develop an analytical mind, so that whatever you read in the theory, how far it's going to see, or how far it can going to possible to see in the or the same structures that he highlighted in that particular shloka. And next is about that only one shastra is not enough for us to get the proper knowledge, where you need more of such other specialities which are also important for us to gain the knowledge. So new NCISM syllabus has made it mandatory that you should have the early clinical exposure, non-lecture hours, case-based learning. So they thought, now realizing that almost it is there in the contemporary. In the MBBS curriculum, it was there for the last 10 years, I think. In the first year MBBS, they used to go for the early clinical exposures. So they are understanding whatever the structures we tell in anatomy, they have their clinical applications. So these things are not new. So now the contemporary science is now imparting these information. See, this is almost done 5,000 years back. That was the idea of keeping these particular shlokas in the first slide. Next, this is what model. So model in sense is the objective to read that human cadaver itself. So yesterday we had a very small discussion on this part with my delegates about this. You cannot replace the cadaver. How much is the technology this improvises, or how much they are going to change it? But whatever we are learning from our basic model, that will be remain as it is for the next another whatever years to think. That is the model what you can think. And even though it is developed in case of most of the, I think in Ayurvedic also we are now it is available anatomized tables, or maybe virtual dissection tables are available, but it always goes back and then this is the best model. That anatomy, what you see, you can see that membranes and other fascias, and then that can be best understood only by the method of dissection. And what is the purpose of this? Making our students objective is to become good clinician. The purpose of what we teach in theory class or the dissection objectives are making them as a better clinician. So that's what the successful anatomy education is, the foundation. I remember my teacher, where still he goes any surgery for postings, his anatomy is very perfect in his mind. So that's how in first year BMS that Rachana Sharya topic is so important, that we are giving all the information about their particular requirement after 3 years. But how we prepare in the first year, that depends. That depends on that. Next is measurable outcomes, complete with qualitative and quantitative. So these terms are very much frequent nowadays about this MCQ and the objective based learning, OBE method of learning. Qualitative and quantitative methods are very important. So maybe some of the students will ask that how and when, why. So these are the few things where we assess and we have to train them according to their particular. So when we take the class, everybody will not be the same. So few sections of the students where their mind goes, and then we have to give them. So generally we discuss in our class, whenever we are taking the section, we take the example of ascites, we take the example of hernia, and one of our delegates have shown that during his dissection, artificial implantation was there. I think head of the neck, head of the femur, I think it's Aston Moore processes, AMP fixation was there. So that's what we learn from that particular steps. Next is, in keeping with advances in technology, we can't deny the technology. In keeping with the technology and the changing times and the traditional methods, everything is required. So we have to change our type of teaching, advantages of the technology, but we have to stick on to our particular way of references, taking references, or maybe taking our own kind, whatever we learned, whatever we read. Even also madam can remember about her particular days in maybe 15 years back, what was the way of teaching used to have, without PPT, without this thing, only the people teachers are teach them in a broader manner and telling us that this is how the case comes. Now we can show immediately, we can switch on to this YouTube and you can get to know about these implications. So these all are important. If you get that anatomy table, it says the basic knowledge of anatomy doesn't write. So we need to go through about keeping with the advances in technology, changing times, and traditional method is again come to the cadaver dissection, literature review, that is also important. Then you can supplement with the multimedia. That's important. So if you read from the basic histology and skeletal system, muscular system, then only you will come and appreciate these in the particular 3-dimensional, 7-dimensional, maybe lot of other the facilities are there where the student can get an idea of this. So 3 aspects of teaching anatomy through dissection are advantages. Dissection, most of students may not like it, but there are few aspects, there are few points which is very important. It tells our attitude. So that dissection is very much important. Only you take that only when you enter into that weekly 6 hours or 4 hours per week. But attitude is important. That man has donated you to learn. So without his contribution, we are not going to learn anything else. How much technology can develop. So that means about the dissection advantage is attitude, skill development. I remember one particular student when I had a farewell on previous college. So now that student is an associate professor in Prasuti. Then that student remembered in her first dissection classes that some students are so curious, they develop that skill during the dissection. Later they choose the same subject. This was the feedback I got from my student. So this is how dissection, only few things that only related to some 3 hours, formalin, smell and all. But this is how it teaches about the skill development and knowledge integration. So it's your it's your individual, the thought process where you can integrate individually. It cannot be we had discussion about that. You need to develop that kind of individuality in the understanding subject. Then included learning about the structure of the body well as integrate that observed with theory and practice. The foundation of the study of fields such as pathology, then maybe in most of the cadavers what we get, they are deceased one. So most of them they are deceased one. There our job is not to stop only to tell that anatomy. There we need to explain them. Most of them may be a liver cirrhosis, maybe a kind of sea of lungs, such cadaver only we get it. So this cadavers also teach them about these things also. Additionally, students can acquire cognitive anatomical knowledge being there, what is exactly what you have seen. Because when we have a PG course, we have three bodies are there kept together. So we can get to know that what was not there in that body maybe. Second thing is some variations is observed in one body which was not in the other body. So these are the few things. Again, I will repeat, the traditional way is the best way to understand, to know the anatomy. Right. This is one article which is published where they have compared with this new techniques with the basic dissection. That's a traditional way of dissection where they have given this kind of few questionnaire they have given. That's the mental preparation is essential for cadaver dissection. Cadaver dissection is important in curriculum. Third point, it helps in developing thinking skill. Next is models or computer assisted training can replace dissection. Disagree. Most of them they told that 109 or 79% they told they are given that virtual table what you do cannot replace the traditional way of dissection. There should be sense of respect for the dead bodies during dissection that you can't expect in the cadaver or the anatomist table. So that particular respect what you, because hopefully you all do that. You take the oath before starting any new batch. You will take the cadaveric oath. So cadaveric oath is planned in most of the countries about the respect what we show about the. Maybe my topic is on 3D anatomical, but I try to analyze that and I'll give it to you. You think that which is better, which is good for our knowledge. There should be active involvement of students, definitely. So it's a 121. Then because next slide will tell you about this particular factor in detail. Right. Next is a survey is collected by one particular group of people revealed that 80% of the medical students would not wish for their bodies to be donated. I don't know why the reason is. So why there is a need to develop virtual table is, you can look at it, every year some 30% will be increased in the seats of every medical college. Proportionately we don't get cadavers because survey tells that 80% of students who they undergone this curriculum do not wish to donate body to the cadaver. There are some group of people, there are some, the majority of the people where they wish to donate the body for the, but without the cadaver dissection anatomy is not proper. So it is the time and we have to depend on the technology. So that is raise concerns about the future. 41% of the medical universities in Western countries are relying on the voluntary blood donation. In most of the Western countries, voluntarily they donate. Almost 40% of them they are depending on the medical schools are depending on the donation. Here we get from the cadavers which are unclaimed bodies, right? Additionally, the number of newly admitted medical students each year has increased about 30%. Now you can look at it because the same teachers were initially taught for 40 students, it has become 60, then it has become 100, now it has become 150. Proportionately it is so that there is a requirement of the virtual table. The shortage, many students are forced to rely on anatomical models or digital simulations which cannot fully replicate the experience of real dissections. Instead of one cadaver for 10 medical students, our required rate is India like to have every 50 students. Now you go to medical college, 50 students will get one cadaver. Earlier ratio was 1:10. So 10 students will getting one cadaver. So that ratio depends on the interest of that. So obviously what we have, this leaving a generation of aspiring doctors without critical practical training. So this will become empty dissection hall. Tables are only there, no cadavers. So we are now depending on the virtual tables. This is the requirement of this. Additionally, cadaver-based learning environment may also induce anxiety. That's also most of them we can see in the dissection hall. There is some anxiety and psychological discomfort. So one study had shown that 27% of the students experienced emotional distress during dissection hall. There are two criteria. One is less cadavers. Second thing is the student's mentality. Some students do not wish to donate cadaver, or some of them they are emotionally stressed. Right? So fear of entering the dissection hall. Most of them you feared initial days, you fear to enter the dissection hall. That all counts to depend on the other source. So among the other digital tools such as 3D atlases, virtual reality and augmented reality platform and virtual dissection tables are gained increased popularity. Now only the cost, that is only depending, but now most of the deemed to be universities and good colleges can afford this kind of virtual tables. And then this trend underscores the rising demand for bulk donations and thereby widen the existing gap that will require strategic educational solutions in the bridge. Right. These include ethical concerns regarding the use of human remains, health risks such as formaldehyde exposure reported by 64%. Same thing we discussed with our resource person about the legal issues what now we are getting for the cadavers. So there are strict, some regimes are there, so it's not easily available for us. Again, I'll highlight about the problem of continuing with the dissection. Now the point list is anatomy table. So simple, it's a technology based. This is hands-on 3-dimensional tool used for medical education, allows students to virtually dissect a life-sized computer-generated human cadaver. I think we used to visit Tenepoya Medical College on the 8th floor of the hospital where this was there. So that was real cadaver donated. Olympus, I think that company is Olympus, and it was brought maybe 7-8 years old, maybe 10 years old. It's a very preliminary, I think. Recently in nearby college they purchased it. So they are all, I meant to say that if you see the anatomist table 10-year-old, it has some limitations. If you see 2-year-old anatomist table, it has some limitations. That cannot be done in cadavers. The cadaver, if you think, they are the real one. But these are the problems what you discussed in the previous slides about the availability. So now we are depending on it. So what it does, imaging of real cadavers through detailed posthumous CT scans. So they will have a very repeated, more, the process they develop into a small pieces and then they come up and they arrange in a manner so that you will have that kind of. At the end, I have one small video so that you can understand how the anatomy table will work. The technology aspires to be the forefront of advanced medical education as combines innovative rendering software with a high-tech touchscreen display. I think most of your new generation students have already downloaded that app, that dissection app. They have on your fingertips. So like that, anatomy table is a very big one, full body sized, and small applications are available in the, small softwares. You have to download it. There you can do the same process what you are learning from the big cadaver. Of course, it has got some limitations. This anatomy table may be very helpful in case of your pathological or maybe a kind related to, because I have seen in Yenapoya that specialty oncosurgeons, so they take out their particular sections and they study well, because this will link that. So half of that, if you make it, the histology will come up here. So if you are dissecting a lung and all, you make it cut and then you can add the histology same. So you can prepare both in same table. You will have one-sided gross and one-sided histology. So when you are going through the histopathological studies, this will help you to understand. Maybe they are getting more relevant or relevancy in their subject compared to first year BMS dissection. Clear now? Those who are teaching on table, they come to know about this kind of import. Created from the actual human cadavers, both soft and hard tissues due to color from 0.4 millimeter to 0.1 CT slices. So they have different slices. As we see the reports of the CT brain or maybe a CT image of CT abdomen, CT lung and all. So generally we see in a patients of live patients and then we are try to analyze the disease inside. Here posthumous, they take that scans and they develop and they put it in a software so that it will have some kind of animated kind of technology in there. Right. So there are both regional CT anatomy and whole body cross sections in all planes. This advanced anatomy visualization system allows for dissection and reversible manipulations of virtual human cadavers are utilizing radiographic imaging. Where I have seen that some uh, ENT doctors who are there making some dissection, because for our first image we can't open the skull and we can't do the middle ear dissection and all. For that it is important. I have seen in Anapoya most of the specialty like DNB students or MS Opto or MS ENT, they come and they do only select that part and they go in deep so that they will come to know about the anatomy as well as the pathology of that side. Definitely it's helpful for them. Same thing, depending on the different sizes, different companies, different costs. I came to know that yesterday some of cost is about 80 lakhs. And recent in nearby college we have one anatomist table cost 1 crore. Depending on that, it's just the 55 to 81 inches and different. In Yanapo, I think 4 bodies were there, 2 male and 2 female bodies were there, so that we can compare these things. Maybe in some of the other virtual tables, maybe more bodies may be there. These platform allow students to rotate, dissect. So you can rotate it. So it's not possible as in dissection hall to turn the cadaver like that. Very hardly we can request attender to put the cadaver on table. With all request, that cadaver fellow will do and put the cadaver and just vanish from the place. But here they can rotate it. They can rotate and they can see the different relations, posterior, anterior, superior, lateral as well as. Plus they can see the relations of these sections. In that manner, it is good. So we need to, as a teacher, I am telling you, we need to have our limitations. What structures we can show them in a dissection and what structures it is easy to show in the anatomist table. That demarcation is required for us. Right, and next is these platform allow students to rotate, dissect beyond the traditional 3 orthogonal planes, sagittal, coronal and the transverse. Apart from these 3 slices, what generally we do in dissection, definitely it has got upper hand in case of anatomist table. So that it will rotate and it will again reorganize the things and then you can start again for the next batch. 1 to 51, 51 to 100, you can again rearrange and you can do it. So I am just telling the positive and the plus and negative parts of this cadaveric part and the anatomist part. This is the advantage. CT MRI images, I have seen in Anapoya that they bring with the CT patient's image, the CT image, especially the medicine people and surgical people, they come up with the slices of diseased one and they can compare with the normal CTs and all. Second thing is ability to study those regions which are difficult to dissect, exactly pelvis. So even I have went into some of the medical schools and requested the HODs to show us the pelvic dissection. Problem comes is the cadaver cannot be preserved in that lithotomical position. If it is not preserved, then definitely I think she can remember during her PG days we have discussed these things and we went to some of the medical good colleges. They also told. Now they are depending on anatomist table. Pelvic dissection and other dissections are depending on the anatomist table. Very difficult to get it because we don't have that kind of even method as experience also. We don't have that experience how to dissect the pelvic thing. Right? Pelvic dissection is best to show in the table. And ability to study histology scans. As I told you, you'll get pathological, histological, histopathological slides. Together you can put it on a table and you can study that. That is one advantage. Disadvantages. Consistency of an artery, vein or nerve cannot be made out as one. As we discussed about some shlokas in our Samhita, where Acharya specified that structure, Shrotas is Shrotas, Dhamani is Dhamani, and Sira is Sira. That differentiation cannot be made, at least in these things. I think in Anapoya I have seen that one, a provision was there, if you touch that, only flow of the blood can be seen in arteries. That much only we can see, but you can't make to differentiate between the arteries and veins and nerves. That classification cannot be assessed in it. Maybe newer one, which is most expensive, which is available in Western countries, they may have this kind of additional advantage of discriminating these structures. Color of the tissues in anatomist made model may not be matched with actual cadaver. In hands-on training also we have seen some of the specimens were very bright, clear and all. Some of them they are almost went into brownish color and all. So this is possible. Here we cannot do that. So that discoloration is not depending on the choice of the color of the company, they make it. That's only possible. Students will be required to spend some time or more time to get acquainted with anatomy technology. So here we have NCISM curriculum that this topic should be taught in this hours only. So the student may not get time to finish that in a particular time. So this is some advantages and disadvantages of this. So in spite of these advantages, the consensus among the educators is that virtual dissection should supplement rather than replacing. Two things I want to highlight here. You have the choice of supplementing these things. You are not replacing the traditional. So that is how we have to understand about. It's difficult for anatomy teacher because both way we have to prepare. We have to prepare, we have to teach the traditional way as well as we have to supplement it. If it is there in our campus, definitely we have to spend more time. As madam is seeing there, everybody coming and utilizing table in Annapoya. Nursing people will come, medical will come, Ayurveda will come, homeopath will come. So again there is a additional burden for anatomy teacher so that he will engage the classes for both. That virtual dissection tables provide good visual and interactive learning. They cannot replicate the tactile feedback. This is very important. So when you learn about neuroanatomy, you know the tactile sensation, right? That cannot be done. So you need to develop that kind of structure. If you see that this is a fascia, it must be a fascia. That your fingertips. And I remember my teacher's words where he used to tell that first, especially surgeons, try to train your fingertips. Right? When your fingertips are trained, then you are appreciating that. With a lump or it may be hard, it may be a consistency, everything will be appreciated by the fingertip. Same in anatomy, we also tell the same thing students. So muscle means this. Fascia is this much. Fibrous is this thing. Serous is this thing. So that is very much important in this. They cannot replicate the tactile feedback. Students will remain after some years and come that sir, wo us din kiya tha, wo aisa tha structure. That kind of tactile sensation will be remembered forever in your brain. Cannot be replaced by this. Next, I think. Next, there has been an increase of use of modern technology in learning anatomy ever since the introduction of 3D imaging and virtual dissection table. But there are very limited research done on this newer technology and data in the literature also very less. Right. Three-dimensional, same thing. Right. Now, it's a conclusion where tables look like this and they can have some more classes depending on that. In contemporary colleges, they keep on like your objectives term wise. First term only they can show the limb dissection. Second term they can show and the abdomen and the pelvis and the chest and all. And the later term they can dissect only brain. So such program can be made to utilize this particular category. However, the full potential is best realized when used as a part of multi-model curriculum that retains cadaver dissection. Further research is needed to assess long-term outcomes, clinical outcomes, and cost effectiveness. This is very important to compare with the virtual dissection tables. So these are the things which the problem with us, where we can't afford to learn this. At least we are getting cadavers. As of now, we try to gain the knowledge from them. That's what I want to conclude this. I hope one small video is there. So these are the things where initially we can start and skin can be removed and gradually just making a zoom in and zoom out on the table. You can have this kind of facilities in the cadaver and new models are there with they are regularly developing their models to show some of the actual virtual part. You can't make it in a cadaver dissection like this. Once you cut cadaver, finish. That job is done. But this can be possible for students to read. Maybe a few of them, they miss their classes, but at least they come back and see that this is possible in the virtual dissection. This is new animated anatomy table they developed. 3D birth simulation. So this is the best, I think, for first year students. Initial days, if you remember olden days, where we are allowed to go to the theaters, where especially in final year students, the labor theaters are permitted to enter that, and the real process of the parturition we can see that, but it is not available now. So we have to depend on these particular intermittent table, three-dimensional, so that we can imagine the parturition. This is the diseased one, where we can check that the pathological lung cancer, the structures we can compare with the other one, tumors in the pancreas. This is possible for virtual dissection. When you take the posthumous scans, these will come. So that it will be easy. So as you sir got one case was Austin Moore processes, like that. When the body will be posthumous scanned for anatomy, such deformities definitely can be taken up, so that they will be documented, and students will know that. So previously, if you open the another normal body and you can see that, and then open this particular model and this particular body, so they can compare what is tumor, how the tumor growth is there, what is the stage of the tumor. So these can be cleared in these aspects. Right. I think I am concluding my particular speech regarding the advantages and disadvantages of this virtual dissection table. And again, I repeat, with the traditional way of the tactile information what we receive by the brain is from the cadavers. So now it left to you. How many of you are wishing to donate your body for the next generation? It's left to you. As the particular the study shows that 80% they are not willing to donate, then I don't know after 10 years how the anatomy teaching will be done. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your experience. Now, post-workshop questionnaire will be distributed. I request all the delegates to fill the questionnaire and give it back. Volunteers. Good afternoon, everyone. Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. As we come to the closure of today's national level workshop on hands-on training in sheet plastination technique, it is a moment to look back at the learning, interaction, and hands-on experience that shaped today's program. With this, we begin the valedictory function. I welcome today's chief guest, Dr. Amit sir, Vice Principal of our institution, to this valedictory function. Welcome you, sir. It's my pleasure to welcome our resource person, Dr. K. Leena Pramod ma'am. Welcome you. I extend my warm welcome to our principal, Dr. Prashant B.K. sir. I welcome you. I extend my warm welcome to the organizing chairman of today's workshop, Dr. Prahlad sir. Welcome you. I also convey my warm wishes to all the delegates, students, faculty members, and the organizing committee members present over here. To present the brief outline of today's workshop, I hand over the stage to the organizing chairman, Dr. Prahlad sir.
So it's a tradition that any program which is conducted in any institutes, so we have to first initiate the keynote address and then find up the remarks of the workshop. So this is the remarks of the workshop, but I just brief about few lines. First, the initial thought was done in the last week of October, where we thought to conduct or organize such a small gathering of 30 people. So it has started the thought process from the last week of October, and in the first week of November, we have circulated the brochures, and I personally called some of my colleagues and my own, the teachers. So whether they, because I have to gather some of the information about that. And then later, what happens usually, we think that this is good for us, and then it may not work out for others. So that I thought and I gathered some of the information. This is going to help us in all manner. So we have initiated, and I thank our beloved principal for supporting, and I went so many times to him regarding this and arrangements and everything. So he was so patient and so cautious. He told everything. So he has given green signal. Then we went to the trust office, and then they are given green signal. After that, we initiated, and I feel that some of the most of the from the principal office all colleges of Karnataka has circulated this brochure all through the principal mail, and some of them they have circulated this information to other people also, so that we have such a gathering of 25 delegates out of 30 what we have projected. So it feels like we have achieved somewhat in our particular earlier aims, because we want to keep it as a small gathering, and looking at that infrastructure what we have, this is enough for us to conduct this kind of small program. Then next we don't know. Next option is we have madam, I know her for the last 10 years, so that I know that she is doing these things, so that she is very I know the helpful, and she is very generous. And I went there on the 3rd of November to meet her in her campus, and then we discussed, and we have set a goal and set of these small things. What is possible for us in one a day or 2 hours of hands-on training. So we discussed in detail, and then we went to we initiated the program. So after that we have limited, and the things has went nicely till that, and then after that we have discussed some of the issues related to this, maybe related to the tissues and all. Later we finalized that only small, the which we can carry that. So initially we thought to bring the specimens, but legally it is not possible to carry the human specimens along with you. It's very legal issue. So madam suggested that don't go for that. Only limited to some of the small things which they can carry. They don't have any problem while carrying it. So that we have changed, and we have just initiated our small seeds like the food grains and other small things which will get. So that we made it, and madam insisted that small thing we prepare and we'll give it to them as a token of memory which they carry from them. So that we have done that work, and then we have initiated it. And one more thing, this is the report of that. Before concluding my remarks, I would like to, introduce my team. So this is a team effort where alone cannot, organizing chairman only come and sit here, but so many things which are required to organize and all. So I would like to give you the information of my team, which we work together in this. First of all, I thank my beloved principal, Dr. B.K. Prashant sir. He is the basic. And next is my particular organizing committee members, Dr. Pooja, will please stand up. And Dr. Ajin sir, maybe he is in the class. And Dr. Veena, she is in the team of organizing committee. And Dr. Sriram, I think he is in the food committee, where he has taken a lot of effort to make you. I hope the food it's okay for you, so that every effort is made. Yeah, every effort is made by Dr. Sriram. And then again, I have to introduce Dr. Shruti Parvati, and she is in charge of sales committee. Dr. Leah and Dr. Rashmi, they are in the registration committee. So it's a part of the organizing committee that one man cannot do all the things. Small things will come. So they are so generous, they are so helpful. They have done everything within just the 48 hours to this program, and they have done well. I think, in my sense, they have up to the mark, and they have shown that. And then I will show some of my Vanarasena. Mr. Abhishek is not there, and the team, Mr. Angarak, please stand up. He is not there. Okay, and some students, yeah, because it is not only done by the teachers. I can't go everywhere and I can procure these things. We need some students, that 6 volunteers will please stand up. 6 volunteers we have made. These are the students, first BMA students, where they have taken charge and they have initiated their own responsibilities. Every student have worked. Only few of them, it's here to take their names, and you have to do that. Not possible to take, because every student have worked, and it's the first program like know how to conduct and all. They may have some kind of difficulty, but anyway, I appreciate and I thank all my first year BMA students. Otherwise, without their help, this would have not been possible up to this particular level. So again, I thank all the students and staff members of my team, which they have shown very good interest and they have done the job. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for taking us through the proceedings of the workshop. Now, it's time to hear from the delegates who experienced the hands-on training. So first, I call upon Dr. Mone Damodar from Bapuji College of Ayurveda to share the feedback.
Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste all. For the last 6 hours, it's been an enriching session for all of us, people who have come from distant places. It has been a truly enriching session. We never knew how the time just flew away. And heartfelt thanks for making this event possible. First to Prahlad sir. The moment he thought about it, he contacted me like 3 months back itself. I think the moment he manifested in his mind itself, he cannot resist. I mean, such a Josh he has. I mean, you are all so fortunate to have him as a, anatomy teacher. Big round of applause. And my second thanks will be to the principal sir, Dr. B.K. Prashant sir, to make this event possible. Thank you very much, sir. And not to forget, without this person, this whole event would have not been possible. Dr. Leena Pramod, madam. I mean, you made this event much more animated, and we got definitely a lot of information about this. We usually in our PGs and all, we get to hear about all these things only. We never got our hands on to really have that experience on the specimens. I think you people and all under Prahlad sir, first year BMS students, use him 100%. Try to train him 24 hours whenever you are here. I'm telling you, you people will be getting this kind of information will take you a long way to your final years. Because it's not about like you study about history, economics. Anatomy knowledge, you know about it, it will help you 90% in your clinical studies. So that will be that much will be the impact about your knowledge about anatomy. So to have that kind of information, because it's not that easy. I tell you, anatomy studies in Ayurveda is not that easy at all. What you study here in Ayurveda is double fold than MBBS people what you do. We have to study 100% Chaurasya books, Gray's Anatomies, Grants, Atlas, Netters, whatnot, before you go into Sharirasthana of Sushrita. Because your examiners or external examiners will not be satisfied only with your modern knowledge. He is going to sue you even through your Ayurvedic knowledge also. So your effort, if you put your 100%, be occupied with your academics. I tell you, this will be the wonderful place of beautiful science where you dwell 100%, where you give this science to the society. And let me not go into that because it is a big ocean. I can give a complete one-day lecture about Ayurveda at all. Thank you very much, sir. Not to forget principal sir, vice principal sir also. Amit sir. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you very much, delegates, and truly flattered with your hospitality. What to say? Thank you very much, all delegates, and thank you very much, sir, for giving the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Next, I call up Dr. Bala Sahib from KLE AMC Chikkodi.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected dignitaries on the dais. Of the dais, just now, sir told everything. For only one thing, I want to share. So, few days back, I called Prahlad sir for asking regarding the plastinated specimens. Because NCSM made compulsory, at least you should have 5 to 10 plastinated specimens. For that, I called somewhere I have to get it. Naning sir told that no sir, will plan for one seminar so that you can come and attend. At least you can prepare your own at least minimum 5 to 10 specimens. With this, I thank Prahlad sir for conducting such a seminar. Even though it is a very small, but small beginning can make a big change. In future, definitely you will get a more number of delegates. Don't worry, sir. We will be here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I call Dr. Swapna Kumari from Alvas Ayurveda Medical College, Murbi.
Good afternoon, all. Respected dignitaries on the dais, and dear students. First session we had from Dr. Leena ma'am. It was a brainstorming session. Followed by we had the hands-on training. It looks like sheet plastination, very fancy word, but I think Now I can go and do many specimens in my department. Thank you, ma'am. Afternoon, we had a session from Dr. Palla sir, which was the 3D virtual dissection prawns and the pros and cons. It was also wonderful, insightful thoughts he shared with us. Regarding we had afternoon very good, delicious, heavy lunch. Thank you for the same. And totally the whole organizing team. Thank you for conducting such a wonderful program. We expect such more programs in future also. Congratulations to whole team Prasanna. Thank you for that.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I call up Dr. Seena G. Nair from Emmanuel Aras Ayurveda College.
Good evening all. Actually, I should congratulate the team Prasanna for conducting this workshop. It's not an easy thing to conduct a workshop. Actually, so it's a, he was telling from few months he was doing the work for this. So I should congratulate Prahlad sir, principal sir and the team members who had done a in good manner. And my friend also told me that you should say about the food. So we in Udupi we won't like the food what we got there. But when we went back to our place, we miss our mess food and all those things. Today when we came back, we got again back to our nostalgic feeling of Udupi food. Thank you for that. And for the plastination, so this is the current trend. So all the colleges are now making for the plastination specimens. So everywhere, everyone is seeing wherever we will get the plastinated specimens, but nowhere it's available now. So it's another startup idea can be done by the students also. Thank you for the session. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now it's time to hear from postgraduate scholar Dr. Yashwant from Alvas Ayurveda Medical College, Murbi.
Namaste all. Namaste all. To give feedback about the workshop, I used to travel weekly to Dharmasthala on this road, and I was seeing the building from outside, and I never got a chance to visit this campus. Thanks for the workshop so that I can see the campus and the students and the people here. The campus is very good. It gives a feel of resort kind of feel, so that like Coorg or Chikmagalur, so that hill stations and all is there. And the students who are studying here are very lucky to see the scenic nature always throughout your BAMS. Coming to the dissection hall, dissection hall is very good. It is very nicely arranged. The lights and tables are very good. It creates more interest for the people or the students to study the anatomy in detail, what I felt. Coming to the seminar, as a PG in Rachana anatomy student, we study the different techniques of preservation like embalming, plastination and cryopreservation. Other techniques we know well, but plastination, it is like Brahma Vidya or Kabbina the Kadle, what we tell in Kannada. So after this workshop, we felt it is very easy to do the plastination. We don't know. After going from here, we should reciprocate this in our department and see whether we can do with the wet specimens or not. I thank Dr. Leena ma'am who gave us spark or knowledge about this plastination. Also, I thank you to the principal, sir, vice principal, also the HOD of the Rasana department, Dr. Prahlad sir, for giving this opportunity to learn about the plastination techniques.
Good afternoon all. Myself Dhanush from Karnataka Ayurvedic Medical College, Mangalore. On behalf of the KMC family, I would like to thank ma'am for sharing her thoughts and experiences. Plastination was a topic which we are not exposed to as such. Ma'am has explained us very well and also has explained us detail of what to do and mainly what not to do so as to avoid the mistakes, and we will definitely are excited to go back to our department and try it ourselves and come up with some other plastination models. And also thank the Prasanna Ayurvedic Medical College for organizing and inviting us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dhanush. It's time for certificate distribution for the delegates who have participated in the workshop. I request our principal, Dr. Prashant Beke sir, to hand over the certificate. I request the delegates to come and receive the certificates as we announce your name. Firstly, it is Dr. Balasaheb Desai, KLE AMC Chikkodi. Dr. Mone Damodar, Bapuji Ayurveda Medical College. Dr. Swapna Kumari, Alvas Ayurveda Medical College. Dr. Soumya S, Alvas Ayurveda Medical College. Dr. Anjana, Amrita College of Ayurveda. Dr. Seena, Emmanuel Arasar Ayurveda Medical College. Dr. Darshan JP, SRAMC, Maladihalli. Dr. Priya Rajan, KAMC, Mangalore. Next, I request Dr. Amit sir to hand over the certificates. Dr. Yashwant YK, postgraduate scholar from Alvas Ayurveda Medical College. Abhishek, Preeti Prakash, Jeevan Pujari, Manushri Vatsav, Naganayana S, Naganidhi S, Sampath Gowda Patil, Suhas S, Karthik Hallikeri, Dhanush, Satvik BG, Varun Kumar, Monisha NH. Thank you, sir. As a token of appreciation and gratitude, it's our pleasure to present a memento to Dr. K. Leena Pramod ma'am for sharing her tremendous knowledge and making time to be with us today. I request our principal sir, Dr. Prashant BK sir, to present the memento to the ma'am. Thank you, sir. As a gesture of appreciation for his support and encouragement, we from the Department of Rachana Sharira present a small memento to formally conclude the program. I call up Dr. Veena ma'am to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, one and all. As we come to the conclusion of this national workshop on hands-on training in sheet plastination technique, it's my privilege on behalf of organizing team to deliver the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I express my deepest gratitude to the management, Prasanna Education Trust, for the unwavering support and encouragement in making today's program success. Now, I express my deepest gratitude to our resource person, Dr. K. Leena Pramod, for delivering an enlightening hands-on session. Ma'am, your expertise, clarity and dedication have added immense value to this program, and we are sincerely grateful for your time and guidance. Thank you, ma'am. Now, I express my heartfelt gratitude to all the delegates for your enthusiastic participation and keen interest throughout today's program. Thank you. I extend my sincere thanks to our beloved Principal Sir, Dr. Prashant PK, for his continuous support, encouragement and gracious presence. Thank you, sir. I express my heartfelt gratitude to our Vice Principal, Dr. Amit Sir, for gracing this program with his valuable presence and precious time. Thank you, sir. I extend my sincere gratitude to our organizing chairman, Dr. Prahlad D, whose dedicated efforts, meticulous planning and unwavering commitment from the very beginning ensured the smooth and successful conduct of this training. Thank you, sir. A warm thank you to all our committee members, faculties and students for their keen involvement in today's program. Last but not the least, our gratitude to everyone who contributed directly or indirectly to the success of this event. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Veena ma'am. Now I request all of you to raise for a national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you everyone for your presence throughout the day. Your participation added value to this workshop. I request all the delegates to move towards the dissection hall for the hands-on training on plastination. After the completion of the session, high tea has been arranged here in the college. Thank you.